Yeah, I enjoyed it so much the other day, so I thought we'd do it again. Why not? Welcome, welcome. So, we're a matter of minutes away from kickoff at the Emirates, where we're obviously playing Arsenal in the Premier League. So, for your perusal, there is the team lineups that David Moyes and Mikel Arteta have put out. Let me just get rid of that. So, in goal, Lucas Fabianski, we're going a back four. Cresswell didn't make it. So, it's Arthur Masuaku, Issa Diop, Craig Dawson, and Vladimir Coufal from left to right. The midfield duo just in front is Declan Rice, the captain, Thomas Soucek next to him. The attacking three midfielders is Pablo Fornals left, Jared Bowen right, Manuel Lanzini in the number 10 position with Michael Antonio. Surviving to lead the line. Not too sure whether I agree with that, but we'll see. It may well be that in the next 90 minutes or so, we're all eating a little bit of humble pie on that particular front. Let's wait and see. As for Arsenal, they are unchanged from their previous encounter with Southampton. Ramsdale in goal. They've gone a 4-4-1-1 formation. Kieran Tierney, Gabriel, Ben White, and Takahiro Tomiyasu, the back four from left to right. Gabriel Martinelli on the left. Bakary Saka on the right. And Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey, the midfield duo. Martin Odegaard will be playing in the hole with Alexandre Lacazette as the number 9 and also wearing the captain's armband. Now, how do I feel about this game? Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, if you watched the pre-match yesterday, you'll know that I usually try and be optimistic about these things, but I just look and go, do you know what? We've not really had a great time at the Emirates Stadium over the last however many years. So it's difficult for me to sort of make a case for us getting anything other than a defeat, if I'm being completely honest. And I usually try to be quite upbeat about it. But I think here I have to let my head rule my heart and say, I suspect it will probably be a 2-1 reverse. But listen, if we can put in a performance like we did here last season, I think, you know, I'd be sort of quite content with that. I'd be willing to take that on. Please don't forget, guys, before we get into the match, the campaign for Isla. You obviously know the score. I'm sure you do. That the situation's taken a little bit of a downward turn. I think it's fair to say. I mean, we really need to try and sort of help this little girl and make every day count from here on in. So put this onto your social media platform. It's in the description below, YouTube and Facebook. Put it out there onto your social media platforms. If you've got a couple of quid in your pocket, you've just got a Just Giving link there. Please give generously. No donation is too small. As always, guys, we thank you very much indeed for your support in this particular matter. Just having a quick look at the comments. Yeah, Duke's there. He's saying that he's training for his new job, guys. Please forgive him. Otherwise, he would have been here. Just looking here, they're doing a minute's applause in memory of Ray Kennedy, the former Arsenal and Liverpool player of some repute. So, a little bit before my time. Tom is in the house. He's at work with a Macca's watching this. Well, let's see how we go. Guys, you'll have to forgive me. As I say, I'm not going to concentrate too much on the live chat in the main, because obviously I'll be watching the match and seeing how that goes. And as if by magic, my stream has decided it wants to disappear up its own backside. So do bear with me. Technical difficulties. What can you do? It is what it is. But let me know your thoughts on the starting lineup whilst I'm just having a little. Yep, we've kicked off. So 27 seconds in, we ain't missed too much. It's a throw in to Arsenal. Yeah, let us know what you think. I mean, the lineup that we put out, I think Cresswell's a big miss. Those of you that saw the preview show will know that I put Cresswell. I had him as a left-sided centre-back in 3 centre-backs. I think he'd have been quite useful to use tonight. Obviously, it wasn't to be. He hasn't actually made the bench either. Forgive me, I meant to put the bench up as well. Our bench is, let me see, we've got Yarmolenko, Vlasic, Areola, Noble, Benrahma, Crowell, Okoflex, Alesse and Ashby on our bench. They've got Emil Smith-Rowe, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Rob Holding, Nicola Pepe, Tavares, Sambi Lokonga, El Neni, Nketiah, and Okonkwo. Forgive me if I've pronounced that incorrectly. It's very likely I have. Issa Diop playing the ball back to Lucas Fabianski. He's being closed down by Lacazette, and he's put the ball straight out of play. He worries me when he gets a back pass and he's got a forward that's closing him down. He does worry me when he's got the ball at his feet, Fabianski. His distribution, as we know, is something quite questionable. And yeah, he could have got caught out there. He didn't, but he just sort of humps it into the stands and gives Arsenal possession. They've now got the ball just in their own half. Tomiyasu plays the ball forward on Arsenal's right-hand side. Odegaard again. Back to Ben White, just inside their own half. He plays it forwards. Saka, back to Tomiyasu. They're keeping the ball really well, Arsenal. Goes back to Ramsdale. They're keeping the ball really well at the moment. Can't really get near it, but we'll see how this goes. Ramsdale's a ball at his feet. Back out to Ben White. Odegaard. Partey. Odegaard. Back to Gabriel. He's a player I like. He looks decent when I've seen him. Tomiyasu, he's another one. We were linked with him very tentatively, weren't we, in the summer? He's playing at right back for Arsenal. I think he went there from Bologna, if I remember correctly. But he can also play as a centre back. Ball's played forward. It's cut out by Bowen. Plays the ball forwards, but it goes straight to an Arsenal player. I think we're really going to have to dig in tonight. I think we're going to have to be really resilient. I don't see that we're going to get the lion's share of the possession. I think it's probably going to be that we're going to have to be content with what we get and try and make the best of what we get. So, as I say, you'll have to forgive me, you guys in the live chat, because as I say, I'm not actively keeping an eye on it. I'm keeping an eye on this particular tab with obviously the feed coming through from North London, which, as if by magic, is lagging again. I love this. What can you do? It is what it is. But we'll have a little chat amongst ourselves. I've got a nice cup of tea here that my daughter made me in my Hammers Chat mug. Probably should be the Falls from Iron mug, but it was what she came to. So, can't get the staff these days. It is what it is. But yeah, so we're just coming up to the 5-minute mark. So throw into Arsenal on their left-hand side, just outside their penalty area. Still 0-0. Ball's played back. Throw-in didn't amount to much. Ball's played back by Coufal to Fabianski, who plays it out to Diop. Gets it on the left-hand side, plays a ball forward, but it's cut out by, I think that's Tomiyasu. Played it towards Antonio, but it was cut out. And it's now an Arsenal throw on their right-hand side. Tomiyasu with it just sort of like inside their own half, by the sort of halfway line. Plays it forwards, but we get possession. Lanzini inside, then back out to ARSWHU on the left-hand touch line. He's bringing the ball forwards now. He cuts in, still the ball at his feet. Lays it back to Declan Rice, who sweeps it to his right. And then the ball's played forward to Bowen. Back to, I think that's Craig Dawson. Then inside to Declan Rice, who brings it forwards and plays a nice little pass to Lanzini. He plays it forward to ARSWHU. He's closed down quickly, though, and releases the ball back to Diop. Rice to Lanzini, bringing the ball forward, ball at his feet. Oh, that's a lovely little run, and he's brought down. That's a free kick. Well won. He moved the ball. He had the ball at his feet there, and he was running. He had 3 players around him. It was Thomas Partey that's made the foul. That's the referees awarded the free kick for. So this is a decent position for us. It's outside the penalty box on our left-hand channel, quite close to the touchline, though. Well, I say no. They've moved it in. It's sort of like probably about 5-10 yards, sort of like from the edge of the box, on the sort of like the side. So it's Masuaku and Full Nails. Full Nails plays it inside. It's a bit of a nothing free kick. That, I mean, that is poor. Although we've managed to fashion it to Declan Rice on our left hand side. Ball's played in. Lanzini plays it to. Oh, that is poor. He plays it to Craig Dawson, who's sort of probably about 20 yards out, and he shoots, but it doesn't trouble anything other than sort of like a couple of people that are sort of sitting in row sort of C or D or whatever. It doesn't ever trouble Aaron Ramsdale's goal from the moment it leaves his boot, unfortunately. But the initial free kick, I mean, considering we're a team that prides itself on sort of set pieces and whatever, that was a really strange free kick. So looks like it's Anthony Taylor, I think it is, that's the referee. I'm fairly sure that's Anthony Taylor. So it's a goal kick to Arsenal. We're what, just under 8 minutes into the match. Just going to have a little quick look at the live chat. Duke says he's here with me in spirit. I know, mate. I know. Listen, you got to do what you got to do. Says training. The girl that's teaching me is a gooner, so we're currently watching. Fair enough, mate. Don't blame you at all. So Arsenal have now got a free kick. It looks like it's Rice and Lacazette that's had the 2 captains that have had a little bit of a coming together, and the referees obviously decided that was a foul against the Arsenal man. So it's just slightly to the right of our penalty box from Arsenal's perspective. Probably about 10 yards outside the edge of the box. So Fabianski's just barking out instructions. He's telling them what he wants. Obviously, he's an ex-Arsenal goalkeeper. Never really established himself as their long-term number one. I think he was there alongside was it Jens Lehmann, Manuel Almunia, goalkeepers like that. He was there at the same sort of time as them. As I say, he never really managed to have from what I can remember, a sustained period as their established number one, like he has been with us, like he was latterly with Swansea before he came in. So it's Xhaka with the free kick, left foot drive, straight against the wall, goes out for a throw-in on Arsenal's left-hand side, probably level with the edge of the box. So we're just coming up to the 10-minute mark here. So he's just looking for a little bit of movement from his offensive players. He gets it. Ball's played back in. And, now Coufal, and I'm not too sure who that is, but it's kicking off a little bit. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on between a few of the players. Vladimir Coufal is being spoken to by the ref, and he's just been booked now. So let's have a little look at this again. So it's a nice little back heel by Lacazette that completely takes Dawson out of the picture. So it's Kieran Tierney. Now. There's the arm comes out. Coufal's left arm comes out and it catches Tierney. Now, I don't know. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, do you know what? That does. If that was the other way round, if that was Tierney on Coufal, I think I'd be looking at that and going, ref, you sure that's a yellow? Don't know. Don't know how I feel about that one. So it's definitely a free kick. I can't argue with the award of the free kick, in fairness. So yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so Fabianski again, he's sorting out his defence. You've got Odegaard and Martinelli standing over the ball. It's probably about 6 feet from the sort of like the touch line, the goal line, just outside the penalty box. So we're going to have to be on our toes here. Referee blows his whistle. Left-footed played in, but we defend it well. And Arsenal ended up back to Tierney, hoists it back into the penalty box. Oh, no. He's given a foul against Martinelli there. So obviously Coufal's now going to have to be quite careful for the next, 78 or so minutes. I rather suspect that if Mikel Arteta's not asleep at the switch, then he's going to be telling Martinelli on Arsenal's left-hand side to really get at Coufal and see if he can draw another yellow card. Obviously, I hope he doesn't, but let's have it right. If the roles are reversed, we'd be doing exactly the same thing. So now one of our players has just gone down there, and I'm not too sure exactly what happened there, but I think that's Jared Bowen that's gone down, but he's got back up. So that's Martin Odegaard bringing the ball forwards, plays it to Saka on the Arsenal right. He's faced up by Masuaku and Rice, plays it inside to Tomiyasu, swings the ball in, and that's defended by Jared Bowen, puts it out for the corner. 13 minutes just shy of. Another corner conceded. So, yeah, this is not a great start at the minute, it has to be said. I think we're giving the ball away a bit too cheaply at the minute. So the corner's played in, but we look good defensively, but I just don't think that we're keeping the ball well enough. But then, as I say that, Arsenal had the ball on their left-hand side and they've played it from left to right, and it's just sailed over everybody's head, and it's gone out for a West Ham throw. So just as I say that we can't keep possession, neither can they. But so Masuaku with the throw goes over every West Ham player's head, but then put out by the Arsenal player. It's another throw in, still on our left-hand side. We've gained a little bit of ground. Not much. And of course, this is David Moyes' 600th career Premier League match as a manager. Only the fourth manager in Premier League history to reach that particular milestone, alongside Sir Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, and Harry Redknapp. Completely from memory. I did that yesterday on the preview show. So Masuaku with the throw in again, just by the dugout where David Moyes is currently stood. Back to Diop, plays a forward pass, to an Arsenal player, but then he plays it to Masuaku. So there you go. Diop inside to, now how much of that was a bad ball by Diop? I mean, or how much of it is a bad touch by Dawson? I'm not sure, but he recovered. We've still got possession. It's back to Dawson. Plays it back to Fabianski inside his 6-yard box. Back across to Diop. Takes it on his left foot. Plays it on his right and plays it on his left. Masuaku facing his own goal. Plays it back to Diop. And he plays a forward ball. But that's met by the head of Xhaka. And Arsenal have possession again. Ben White to Tomiyasu on the right. Eventually finds its way to Saka. He's brought down and the referee gives a free kick for the foul against Saka. Just going to have a little nose at the live chat. Gooners are calling for a red in the pub. I think it's debatable, Duke. I think it was debatable. It's one of those I could understand if a red was given. I know that, listen, you know, and I know there are some referees that would have brandished a red there. So, as I say, I think if that was Kieran Tierney on Coufal in the other box, I think I'd have definitely been asking the question. So, I can see Iron Man and Duke are having a little conversation in the live chat. I'm leaving that where it is. You boys crack on. So Lanzini to Rice plays a forward ball from left to right to Jared Bowen. We're on the halfway line now. Coufal back to Diop. Lanzini, Rice, Lanzini again. He's got the ball at his feet. Go on a run, Manu. Go on a run. The last time you drew the foul, mate. Why not? Draw another one. Get the free kicks. I love it when I see Lanzini with the ball at his feet going on one of them mazy, jinky little runs. I know he's only little, but he keeps the ball so well. Really does. 17 minutes in, West Ham throw on our right-hand side in the Arsenal half. I think it's Coufal that's got the throw, I believe. Finds Bowen. Ball's put out of play by an Arsenal boot. Another throw, and we've gained some territory. We're throw-ins taken into the box. Of course, you can't be offside from a throw-in. Bowen's made the run beyond the last defender, and Kieran Tierney gets his head to the ball, plays it out for a corner. Now, who's on corner detail? I'm guessing it will be Bowen or Fornals. I'm guessing from this side it will be Fornals. Yeah, I think I can see Fornals in the box. It's got to be Bowen taking it, isn't it? Surely. Looks like it's Bowen on this particular corner. So the ball swung in. They all go in. Oh, Ramsdale got his hands to it. Sort of poured it away, and it's cleared by the Arsenal defender. And that is out for a throw-in. But he didn't look very convincing there, Ramsdale, I've got to say. He's had a good season so far, but that wasn't particularly impressive. It has to be said. So Anthony Taylor is coming over, and it looks like he's about to have words with Mikel Arteta. I do believe. Yeah, is it Mikel Arteta? No, it's obviously one of his underlings. Yeah, one of Mikel Arteta's staff members has just had a talking to by the ref. So we've got a throw in, but throw's taken way back to Declan Rice. I thought Dawson was in trouble there. He was getting closed down, but we've still got possession with Fabianski. Plays it out to Diop. He's wondering what to do with it. He's not being closed down. He is now when he's played it back to Fabianski. Back out to Coufal, back to Fabianski. This will go to Diop. Yes, it will. There you go. Oh, that was not really great control there from Diop, and it's allowed Fabianski to get closed down a bit quicker, and he's just booted the ball out of play. I mean, seriously, could you have not had a better option than that? I mean, really? I mean, you've been a goalkeeper for many, many years playing in the Premier League, and the best you can do is just boot the bloody thing out of play. And I wouldn't mind if it's every so often, but it's virtually every time he's got the ball at his feet and he's getting closed down. It's just, whoop, out it goes, and it just gives the opposition possession every time, So the ball's played forward by Dawson to Coufal, but was he fouled? Referee didn't give it, but he's given a foul. Now, hold on. Antonio's gone down, holding his face. Now, he initially gave the free kick against Antonio. Now, let's have a look at this. So, Thomas Partey, swinging arm again. Now, again, I know that the arms can't be down by your side. I get that. The arms are, they're going to come up for balance. They're going to, you're going to fend your opposition off and all that. But there's obviously a dividing line between that and when it becomes dangerous play. He's holding his hooter. He's saying he's all right, but and the funny thing is that he actually gave the free kick against Antonio, despite the fact he's got the old Spanish archer in the schnoz. Anyway, so Arsenal have still got possession of the ball. So we're, 21 and a bit minutes in. So the ball's with Kieran Tierney, just slightly inside the West Ham half. Partey forwards to Odegaard, plays it back. It ends up with Saka, then back to Ben White, inside to Gabriel. They're back in their half now. Partey's dropped in, plays a nice little ball forwards, but that's cut out by Masuaku, heads it back to Lanzini, Diop, Rice, Diop, Masuaku, Lanzini. Oh, come on, use it. Played forwards by, left-footed by Diop, but it's gone back to an Arsenal player. But we're pressing, and we've won possession. Antonio's got the ball. He's running forwards. Oh, that is shocking. That is a shocking pass. There was a runner making the run on the right-hand side. I think it might have been Coufal. It might have been Bowen, but it was an absolute hospital ball by Antonio. But we've got possession back again, and Souček's played a ball. Nice little ball. It's found Coufal. Gone back to Souček. Diop's in the opposition half, and Masuaku has just played a shocking pass straight to the feet of his marker, who's, jeez. That's what's annoying, isn't it? It's like you sort of like, you start to make progress up the pitch, you're keeping good possession, and then it's a stupid pass like that just gifts it to the opposition. If he makes a crunching tackle, or he presses and wins it, then fine. But it was literally just given away. I mean, come on. That is poor. Absolutely poor. Well, Saka's got it on Arsenal's right-hand side. He's being faced up by Lanzini. Inside, Partey. They're making good progress. Odegaard. Back to Partey. He's probably about 30 yards from goal. I think he's got to shoot, but he's had it. I don't know if he miscontrolled it, if he had it taken off of his toes, but we've got possession of the ball, and it's Antonio on our left-hand side. He's faced up by Ben White, coming inside. He's good strength by Antonio, but Ben White just out-muscles him in the end and manages to win the ball, and it's now in the feet of Odegaard, bringing the ball forwards. He manages to find, I believe that's Granit Xhaka, I think. And they've still got possession. Martinelli, left foot pass to Saka on their right. He's faced up by Masuaku, plays a left foot ball in. Lacazette at the back stick, but it's his header's cleared away by Thomas Souček. But Arsenal still got possession here. They're doing, like I say, they're keeping possession fairly well. I think they're retaining the ball an awful lot better than what we're managing to do thus far. I haven't seen the stats, but I'd rather... Oh, and it's Saka in the box. Now, Saka's still on the deck in the penalty box. Lanzini's got the ball. The ball's now been put out, and he's grabbing his ankle. Masuaku's grabbing his ankle as well. Oh, God. Let's have a look at this again. So Saka's in the box. He's got Declan Rice in front of him, and Masuaku comes in from behind. Now, let's have another look here. Neither camera angle gives a really good view on the sort of like the moment that the contact between the two happens. I'm not entirely sure. There was two different angles that I've been shown, and both of them, at the moment that Masuaku makes contact with Saka, you can't really see the point of contact. Now, I don't know whether we're going to see it on... No, this is from the earlier one. Thomas Partey went to have a shot, and as he sort of like his backlift, he's actually kicked Pablo Fornals on the calf. I shouldn't laugh because Pablo Fornals is hobbling and rubbing his left calf where he's just been booted on the back of it. But it is what it is. So still 0-0. We're just coming up to 26 minutes gone. A few of the players are taking on a little bit of H2O. David Moyes is getting in the ear roll of Thomas Souček and Michail Antonio. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. I'm just going to come back whilst we got a bit of a break. I'm just going to What we got here? No, Rob, just no. No. He kicked his foot. Rob, just no. All right. Okay. 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 I get your point. I get your point. You're thinking that it wasn't, but it is what it is. So yeah, we just got a little bit of a break in play here at the moment. So Masuaku's going off, having a glug of something looking rather refreshing. So, and just as I say that, my stream has decided it doesn't want to play ball here in my apartment in the south of France. Yeah, it's Duke thinks it's a penalty. Yeah, well, can't agree on everything. It is what it is. Yeah, this stream is dicking around, so let me see if I can try a little bit of magic. Do bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just looking at the stats on Google, and possession stats are actually fairly even. In fact, they're very slightly in our favour. We've got 52% to their 48. They've had 2 shots to our 1, but none of the shots so far have been on target. Yeah, the stream has decided it wants to disappear up its backside and not play ball with me. It is what it is. So I'm going to try again. Do bear with me. I've please forgive me, guys. It's this is sometimes what happens when you're streaming and trying to watch the football as well. It's it can sometimes be a little bit tricky, but yeah, I'm quite enjoying this this watch along malarkey. It's quite interesting, but just making sure that the internet's still with me and I'm not talking to no one. Just me, myself, and I. Just going to come back. No need to shout, Duke. No need to shout. No need to shout. Yeah. Now this stream has really. I keep coming. I'm. Yeah. Hang on, just a moment. So I'm just sorting out my Alexa. For some unfathomable reason, this stream has decided it doesn't want to play ball. This is really annoying. Really, really annoying. When you're trying to do a watch along, it's far from ideal. Far from ideal. So I'm going to have a little look around and see if I can find an alternate source. Obviously, all legal and above board. You understand? Nothing dodgy. But you know, it is what it is. We just gotta go with the flow because this is just not being friendly to me. Let's put it like that. It's being a little bit of a pest. So I'm going to have a little look around and see if I can find something that will fit the bill. Do apologize, as I say again. It's just one of those things, guys, when you're doing these sort of things and you get internet issues that just want to sort of put a little bit of a spanner in the works. Let's have a look. Let's see about this one. Here we go. Yeah, so here we go. So it's still 0-0, 29 minutes in. So the ball's with Fabianski. And it's in his hands. He's thinking he's going to play it long. Yeah, he's thinking. Oh no, he's thrown it out to Coufal, I believe that is. He's hooked it forwards, but Arsenal have got in the way. But we've still got possession. Lanzini plays it forwards to Fornals, but no, they've got possession again. So Bakary Saka on their right. He's coming forwards with Masuaku in front of him. Pablo Fornals coming back to give him a little bit of support. Tomiyasu plays it to Saka on the right-hand side, but it goes out harmlessly for a goal kick to the mighty Hammers. As I say, I'm really surprised at those possession stats that I looked at earlier. 52% to us. It didn't feel like we were the ones that had the more possession. It felt like probably not sort of like that they had massively more, but I was thinking it was going to be sort of 60-40 in their favour. So I was quite surprised when I looked at that and saw that it said 52% West Ham had the advantage in possession stakes, but neither team have really managed to do anything really threatening. I mean, they're looking sort of like decent in possession of the ball, in my view. I don't know what you guys think, but as I say, we've not had a shot on goal yet, unless there was a shot on goal in the brief spell that the feed. Oh, Declan Rice just lost the ball very, very slightly there, but we've still got possession, and Fabianski's humping it long, and I bet that's going to go to an Arsenal player. No, yeah, it did. Yeah. It's in the hands of Aaron Ramsdale. He bowls it out to Tomiyasu on the right-hand side. He's quickly closed down by Lanzini, so he passes it back to Ben White. Tempo of the game's just dropped a little bit. Back to the feet of Ramsdale, who brings it out of his penalty box to Ben White. He's closed down by Full now, so he plays it inside to Gabriel. He brings it forward. He's faced up by Antonio, but he's not really pressing him sort of like with any sort of intensity. But Lanzini closes down Tomiyasu and he plays it back inside to Gabriel. They're just keeping the ball at the minute. They're not really sort of moving. They're sort of halfway inside their own half. Now it's played forward by Gabriel to Partey, but it's now intercepted by Dawson. He gets it off to Antonio. He's on a run and he's brought down by Partey, but no foul given. But the ball's gone to Bowen anyway. Souček on the right-hand side for West Ham. And he's gone down, and the referee has given a free kick by the looks of things. And Alexandre Lacazette is protesting his innocence to the linesman, or sorry, referee's assistant. Yeah, I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking, did he actually make contact with him? Did he trip over his own feet or something? I don't know. Whatever I think is irrelevant. The referee thinks it's a foul. The referee has given the free kick to West Ham, and the referee's decision is final. And the assistant referee was close by as well. So you'd have thought if there was anything that was in the favour of Lacazette, that he'd have been in the ear roll of the ref and saying, mate, you got it wrong, but he hasn't. Free kick, played in, but headed away. But Fornals has the ball, gets the shot away. Oh! And Ramsdale was diving full length to his left, but it just curves the wrong side of the post from West Ham's point of view. There's the free kick, played in. It's cleared out to Pablo Fornals just on the edge of the box, and he bends the ball, and it's just that would have been a beautiful goal, because sort of like Ramsdale was diving, and if that had just sort of hit the post and sort of gone in, if it had just a little bit more bend on it, that would have been a beautiful goal. So we're looking at the match stats that have just flashed up here. So 3 attempts, 1 on target for Arsenal, 2 attempts, none on target for us. So in terms of actual sort of attempts and shots on target, they've got the advantage on both, but they're not sort of significantly ahead. And, they're the home team. They're the ones that are playing catch up, so they need to win more than we do in a way, in my opinion. I mean, you guys might disagree. So Lanzini with the ball to Fornals, to Coufal, coming down our right-hand side, back to Lanzini. We're making good progress here. He gets it off to Bowen, cuts inside. Is he going to have the shot? No, yeah, he does, but it's hits Granit Xhaka, but we still got possession with Declan Rice. Plays it out to Masuaku on the left, plays it back inside to Declan Rice. He plays a nice little forward ball to Coufal, brings it down. He's faced up by Kieran Tierney, his old mate. plays it against Kieran Tierney. It loops up and Kieran Tierney gets his head to it, stops it going out for a corner, but we've still got possession with Craig Dawson inside to Declan Rice, bringing the ball forwards. Finds Pablo Fornals. He finds Craig Dawson, bringing the ball into the Arsenal half. Bowen back to Dawson. Inside our own half now with Diop, Rice, Lanzini, and Dawson on the West Ham right, and he plays the ball straight out. What was that, Craig Dawson? Oh, we were putting a nice little passage of play together there. Some nice, crisp passing that moves that were going on there, and it's played straight out. I mean, Craig Dawson had no one on him, and he's just passed the ball straight out. Shocking. Anyway, Arsenal have got possession here. Tomiyasu, but he plays it straight to Masuaku, who finds Declan Rice. He's moving the ball forwards. Is he going to have a shot? No, he's going to play it outside. Ball swung in, and it's Lanzini just outside the box. Play on his left to Masuaku. Oh, I thought it was shades of... I was looking and I was thinking, is it going to be like the goal against Chelsea? Didn't quite get the right contact. So Lanzini played it. Masuaku running onto it, and just to be honest, he's got right under it. He was nowhere near a goal. It probably troubled a couple of pigeons in the upper tier, but that would have been about your lot, to be fair. So that's what, just rolling on towards 38 minutes, still 0-0. As I said in the preview show, I'd take a point away at Arsenal. Make no mistake about that. That is a good point. I'm always of the opinion that if you can go away from home and draw your games, and you can win your home games in a season, then you're going to have a good season. And if you can turn a few of those draws into wins, so much the better. Especially against a team like Arsenal, who, for all their traditions, and I know the European Super League thing, which, as I said yesterday, did kind of make me lose a little bit of my respect for them as a club. But obviously, as I say, my late grandfather was an Arsenal fan, so they were a team that I did have a bit of a still do to a large degree, even despite the European Super League thing. But make no mistake, I want West Ham to win tonight. There's no doubt about that, as I say. Anyway, Arsenal got possession with Gabriel. Plays it back to Ben White on the right-hand side. Tomiyasu. He's closed down very quickly by Lanzini, but he finds Saka, but he plays the ball straight against Masuaku. It's gone out for an Arsenal throw down their right-hand side. Tomiyasu with the throw. He's just by the technical area where David Moyes stood. And he finds with the throw Saka, but Lanzini picks up the loose ball. He's got the ball again. Rice, but he doesn't manage to control it that well. And Lacazette's got it on Arsenal's right-hand side. He's faced up by Masuaku. Saka. He's moving towards the penalty box. He's in the penalty box. 1-2 with Odegaard. Plays it to Xhaka, and it's blocked. Xhaka's shot was blocked and it's a shot and saved by Fabianski. And the ball's pinging around in our penalty box. Oh, my word. Come on, just get a hold of it. Just put it out and reorganise. Yeah, that'll do. It's gone out for I don't think he meant to do that, Thomas Soucek, but he's put it out for the corner. We can reorganise, cool ourselves down. But that was some decent play by Arsenal. It was a 1-2 between Saka and Odegaard that opened us up. He then found Xhaka. That was blocked by Dawson. And then Tierney gets it and drives left foot. I think Fabianski gets a touch, puts it onto the crossbar, and it's now a corner. Played in and cleared. But they've got possession. They're going back towards their own goal, but they're still in our half. Now they turn around and they've got Saka on the right-hand side. He bamboozles his Lanzini into the penalty box, but ARSWHU does his job and finds Pablo Fornals, and we're bringing the ball forwards. Pablo Fornals on our left-hand side sweeps the ball forwards, but straight to Ben White. He was trying to find Jared Bowen. But we've got possession back again. Lanzini wins it back, but now we've given it straight back to Arsenal. It's sort of like after to you, to me, to you a little bit, to be fair. Anyway, so Dawson plays the ball long, finding Antonio, but he was well marshalled by Gabriel, and Arsenal have possession again. And they're coming down their left-hand side. I think that's Tierney bringing the ball forwards. Yes, it is. But Souček intercepts it, but we give it straight back to Arsenal. This is what's frustrating. Saka on the right-hand side. He's got ARSWHU in front of him. Left foot takes a touch off of ARSWHU, and Partey comes running onto it, but it's blocked and cleared away. Arsenal still have possession, though. Xhaka on their left-hand side. Back to Ben White, who's now going to play it back to Ramsdale just outside his penalty box. He finds Tomiyasu. We're coming towards 42 minutes played. Tomiyasu again, bringing it down the right-hand side. He finds Saka, faced up by Lanzini. And he plays the ball back to Thomas Partey. Inside to Granit Xhaka, bringing the ball forwards. Left-hand side, that's Tierney. Back to Xhaka. He's just waiting for something to open up here. Tomiyasu. He plays it to Ødegaard. Left foot finds Martinelli. Partey. Xhaka. Tierney on the left, faced up by Antonio. Back to Xhaka. Lacazette. Martinelli and Lacazette brought down, but no free kick given. West Ham with possession, but Rice is robbed. That's a rarity. Rice was robbed of the ball. And the ball has come as Saka on the right-hand side, faced up again by ARSWHU and Fornals. So he brings it inside. Tomiyasu, Partey, Tomiyasu. He goes past Lanzini and plays a right foot ball in, but that's well defended by Craig Dawson. And Thomas Souček picks up the pieces, and it's bringing it forwards is Michail Antonio on the right-hand side for West Ham. He plays a ball, but it's absolutely awful. I know what he was trying to do. He could see Pablo Fornals on the left, and that's who he was trying to play the ball, but he wasn't even in the same postcode, that ball, the trajectory of that ball wasn't in the same postcode as the run from Fornals, and it's Saka on the right for Arsenal. Lacazette with the shot, and it's saved, but initial save from Lacazette's shot by Fabianski, but he doesn't get hold of it, and Martinelli was racing onto it. Here it is again. So Saka, left foot, controlled by Lacazette, shot, parry by Fabianski, and Martinelli's come flying in, and Craig Dawson's there as well, and it's gone out for the corner. No, or is he? I'm not too sure what he's given here. Is he given the corner? They're showing a replay of the shot from Kieran Tierney, which, Fabianski got a really good touch on. It must have been. He must have given a free kick. I've got a funny feeling it might have been a free kick against Martinelli. I think he might have been offside when Lacazette shot, and obviously he became active, didn't he? So he would have been called offside, I think. So anyway, we're just about to hit 45 minutes on the button, and the referee, the fourth official, is about to say just one more minute. So 60 seconds more of this. There's quite a few empty seats in the Emirates. Now, I do wonder how much of an impact the sort of like all of the COVID bits and pieces in the last couple of weeks have had on attendances, because you're going to have some people that have, for their own reasons, not been double jabbed, triple jabbed, whatever, that now, as things stand, aren't going to be allowed into the stadiums, as I understand it. Anyway, we got the ball. Last 20 odd seconds. Masuaku, left foot, plays the ball in, but it's cleared. No quality on the ball in. That was just poor. It was just hoofed in and hope for the best, really. We got a throw in with about 10 seconds of the half left. Back to Declan Rice in our own half of the... And that, ladies and gentlemen, is half time. Now, what do you think? What do you think? We've got a point as things stand at the minute. Just going to have a little look back at some of the comments. As I say, guys, I do apologise if you've been putting comments in. I've obviously been concentrating on the match as it goes on. I'm just going to have a quick look here. Elliot, if you're still there, mate, hope you're well. Scott, yeah, I mean, it hasn't worked in the sense of, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the stats up that I'm looking at. And you guys can, hang on just a moment. I'm just going to stop the cam real quickly. Because someone is... Are you... Right, okay. Apologies for this. Right, okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to share this with you guys. This is the stats. So, any of you guys that are a bit like me, that like your facts and figures, here they are too. I'm going to go full screen with that. So, here are the stats for the teams. So, Arsenal, 9 shots to our 3. Shots on target, Arsenal 3, us none. The possession stats have started to move in Arsenal's favour from where they were earlier. It's now 56-44 in their favour. Pass accuracy, fairly similar. 84 to them, 82 to us. And we've obviously got one player on a yellow card, that being Vladimir Coufal. We've had one corner there too. Are we second best? Yeah, we are, but it's 0-0. I think they need the result more than we do, because obviously they're behind us in the table. So, you know, just bear with me a second, guys. Apologies. Scott says, hang on. Why is it Alexa throws a wobbly when I'm doing a live stream? Christ's sakes, honestly, you couldn't make it up. It's ridiculous. Well, anyway. Right. So, getting back to where I was. Antonio throwing another stinker. Do you know what? I don't think it's as bad as he's been in some of the games that I've seen him of late. I'm not saying he's played like Brazilian Ronaldo. He hasn't. But considering the service that he's got, I actually don't think he's done too bad. That's my opinion. I'm not saying he's done great. I'm not saying he's had one of his better games. But, you know, but Fabianski's having a... Yeah, I'm guessing that was when he had the shot. Yeah. Too many long balls to Antonio. Yeah, I can see that, Duke. Simon, hope you're well. If you're still there, mate, welcome along. Antonio off at halftime. As I say, I don't think he's having his worst game. I'm not saying that he's having an absolute blinder, but we'll see. Crying out for Ben Rama this game. Lanzini has been shocking. Don't think he's been shocking, Scott. Don't think he's been shocking at all. I respectfully disagree with that. I don't think he's had a brilliant game. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's been earth-shattering, but I wouldn't agree that he's been shocking. And Scott wants Antonio off now. Well, he might do, Scott. He might do. Duke says that he'd take Fornals off for Benny. It is what it is, guys. But and Scott seems to think Dawson and Fabianski man of the match. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. That one I will completely agree. I think Fabianski's made it. I mean, all right, there was the save that he made from Lacazette, which that was a good save. And then obviously the follow up from Martinelli, but that was that would have been offside anyway. There was the tip on the bar from Kieran Tierney. So yeah, he's had a good game. I think Dawson's looked all right. Just sort of when he played the ball out though, when there was no one near him, it's just silly little things like that. So yeah, it is what it is. In answer to your question there, Cyber, I've got mine booked, I think the 3rd of Jan. So yeah, is what it is. Cheers, Scott. Appreciate it. Had it not been for Dawson, we're 3-0 down. Yeah, I think Dawson and Fabianski, without them, yeah, I think you're right there, mate. I think you're right. Send you the link. Oh, of course. Hang on. You're going to have to bear with me because you know what us blokes are like. We can't multitask, Duke. Hang on just a moment. Invite a guest. Boom. I thought you could get in. I mean, you should be able to get in on your own, Duke. But no, hang on. Right. If you look at your phone, you should now have the StreamYard link if you want to join me, Mr. Stribbs. So, listen, I don't need to ask her that, mate. You know, she's a woman. Oh, that's sexist. Oh, yeah, go on. I'll upset someone else. He's there. He's at the pub from Monday. He's doing training at the minute. So, he's just asking about stuff. And we got Chris in. Chris, hope you're well, mate. This is only our second watch along. It's still something that I'm calibrating myself to. I'm not the best in the world at it, but oh, look who's joined us.
Good evening.
You're in Bromley, old son, aren't you?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. I can hear you.
Hang on.
What's up? What's going on?
Let's try that. Is that better? Can you hear me now?
I could hear you fine, mate.
Everyone's playing Frozen.
I can't help that. It's 4G.
Can you hear me now? I can't even hear you.
I could hear you. I could hear you. It's not a problem. Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Duke? Hello? Oh God. Oh dear. What's this? And you, oi, behave yourself. Yeah, you get. You'll never let me live.
Let's try that. Can you hear me now?
I could hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, right. Okay.
I can there, yeah.
Yeah, no, I heard you absolutely sweet as, mate. So anyway, talk to me.
Good. I think we're holding our own at the minute. I think it's been a good game of football. I don't think we've been shocking. I don't think we've been awfully poor. I think it's I'm surrounded by gooners in the pub, hence the reason I've had to come out. I've had you in my ear hole whilst watching the game on the telly, and the boss of the pub is actually a gooner as well.
How am I doing?
Amusing. No, you're doing fine, mate. You're doing fine. That's why I said I'll take care of the chat. You carry on with what you're doing. I can keep an eye on what's coming through. You're doing fine. I mean, I'll have my turn on Saturday, won't I? So while you're at the game, well, if it goes ahead, according to Sharky earlier. I don't know. I don't think we played badly, mate. I mean, I'm getting frustrated with the shit passes to Antonio. You know, his control seems to be massively off for me tonight. There's been a lot that have hit him and bounced off, either gone back to them or gone out for throws.
He's had a couple of times, though, where he's had the ball at his feet and he's been moving forwards and he's been using his strength. And
when he's got the ball at his feet and he's moving towards goal, yes, I've got no problem with him doing that.
Yeah.
But I just feel that we're trying to hit too many long balls into him, or the balls going into him are kind of hitting him and bouncing all over the shop, and it's just quite frustrating, really. But again, on the other side, if it wasn't for Fab, we're too.
You've frozen. Either that or my internet's cocked up. I don't know. It could be mine, and I could now be talking to no one in particular. But I don't think I have. I think my internet's fine. because I've still got the stream playing on the other tab on my monitor. So I think if my internet had cocked up, I think that would have dropped in the first thing to drop out. So
I lost you. Sorry.
You did, or I lost you, one or the other. You back?
I think it's the internet. Yeah, no, kind of. I'm outside. I've run out of Sky Mobile data there. That's why.
Oh. Would you make any changes at half time, Duke?
Yeah, this screams cry. This game's screaming out for Ben Rama. Absolutely screaming for Ben Rama. I'd probably take Fornals off for him. Apart from Fornals' shot in the first half, I don't think he's been involved as much as I'd like him to be. I wouldn't take off Lanzini. I think Lanzini's playing some bloody good stuff, so I certainly wouldn't take Lanzini off. No. But I mean, it's hard. I mean, with the first 15 minutes, I felt that it was more Arsenal than it was us. Then for about 20 minutes, it was more us than it was Arsenal. And in the last, 10 minutes of that game, 10 minutes of that half, Arsenal kind of reasserted a little bit of dominance. So, listen, come out, and I'd personally go much the same second half without their clear-cut efforts, to be honest with you. I'd say much the same in the second half. I can see us getting something out of this game, Rob, to be honest with you, whether it be a 3 or a 1. I can see us getting something out of this game. I don't think we've played badly. I do think Arsenal have got a little bit more in the tank. I think we've got more in the tank. And if come 10 minutes to go and we're still either looking like we're struggling a little bit or we need some injection of something else, you've got Occo Flex on the bench, mate. And if I'm honest with you, the way youngsters come into games these days, you saw Perkins in Europe do it. Yeah. There's that lack of fear. And I just think if Occo Flex comes in with the lack of fear and goes, you know what, balls to the wind, what have I got to lose in this? And shows not necessarily a lack of respect, but, shows
fear.
Yeah, but no, bollocks to it. Shows a lack of respect to the fact that these Arsenal players are significant players in their own right, and here he is coming in for his first team debut. Bollocks to it. I'm going all in, and if he can do that, I'm all over that, and I really think he can. So, and I think he's got it in him, Rob. To be honest with you, I really do think he's got it in him. So. I think we're kicking off in a second. I'm going to get back in because I'm bloody freezing in the t-shirt. Everyone's seeing Christmas. Everyone's happy. It depends on how happy I'm going to be after the game. So I'll jump on afterwards and I'll see you in a bit. But I'll stay in the chat for you and we'll go from there.
Yeah, as I say, I'm not keeping too much of an eye on the chat because I'm watching. Oh, blimey!
No, I'll take care of that, mate.
I think she's about ready.
Don't worry about it. Mate, there's about 6 of them all sitting near the bloody table I'm at, and they're making so much bloody racket. They've got an open mic night in here, and the music's good. The guys are good in here. And I'm just going to go and drop my ass back down in my seat, ready for kickoff on the second half, but they're coming back out now. And I'll chat to you after the game.
All right, mate. Look forward to it.
Catch you in a sec, mate.
See you in a bit. Take care. Great. Okay, so before the second half is going to start, I'll just get rid of that banner. I'm just having a look here. Is that right? I'll tell you what, that is poor. I didn't realise it was as bad as that. I think he did about 54, 56% pass completion against Burnley the other day. I don't... Obviously, a striker's not judged by pass completion. That's more central midfielders. But that is shocking. Can't disagree. That is absolutely shocking. We can get at this lot. We look scared. I think we're giving him too much respect. I think it's exactly what Duke was saying there about Occo Flex coming on with a lack of respect for Arsenal, if you will. I think that would be, I think we're probably showing them a little bit too much respect. And it's like, we're the team that's higher up in the Premier League and we deserve to be. And we finished above them in the Premier League last season. Why are we having why are we sort of like afraid of them? I know they're the home team. I know they've got the history that they've got and all of the rest of it. But I just sort of sit there and go, no, stuff it. Let's go out there and let's give a good account of ourselves and let's leave it all out there on the pitch. And if it comes, if we end up coming second best, but we've gone down swinging, I've got no problem with that. Okay, so players are coming out now for the second half at the Emirates. So just going to go full screen with that. So here we come. Michael Antonio hasn't been subbed. Neither has Fornals. Lanzini's there. Masuaku. Diop. Don't think they're making a change, guys. I do not think there's a change there. I think that it's as you were. Joe Cole's just giving his 2 penneth. But he's saying he thought it was an okay performance, which is pretty much where I'm at. I don't think it was great. I don't think it was as bad as some performances that I've seen. And I've been around a long while. Trust me, I've seen an awful lot of crap. So we go to second half. Here we go. So Ramsdale plays the ball forward. There is an awful lot of seats empty. I know they're probably coming back from their halftime sort of steak sandwich or whatever, but there does look an awful lot of seats that are. I know it's the run up to Christmas. I know it's a midweek game and COVID and this, that, and the other, but that is quite disappointing. That is quite disappointing for a London derby, it has to be said, but it is what it is. So Arsenal have got possession just outside their penalty box. So just looking at the teams here. So Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, Tierney. Just make sure there isn't any more subs. Partey and Xhaka. Saka, Odegaard and Martinelli. And Lacazette. Yeah, so they've not made any changes. Coufal's just playing the ball back to Fabianski. And he plays the ball forwards. So we are Fabianski. Hold on. So Lacazette's with the ball, bringing the ball forwards just outside the penalty box, offloads it to Saka. Left-footed drive, troubles the Pigeons. Yeah, it doesn't look like we've made a change here, guys. It looks like it's as you were. No alterations yet. I can see that probably what's going to happen. I think that he'll probably get to about the 60, 70 minute mark and he might bring on Saeed Benrahma. The question is, who's he going to bring him on for? Listen, I don't think there's anyone that could look at their performance and say that there's not a reason why they might get removed at that point, in my opinion. But anyway, Arsenal have got possession of the ball, but they've been robbed, well, unfairly as far as the referee was concerned, by Antonio. Gabriel has the foul given again for him, and Arsenal have possession. Tomiyasu inside to Gabriel. Plays the ball forward to Lacazette, who turns and plays a nice little ball to Martinelli. Runs into the penalty box. 1-0 Arsenal. 1-0 Arsenal. Just opened up like a can of beans. Ball was played forward to Lacazette, who had his back to goal. He spun. Played a nice little ball to Martinelli, who ran into the penalty box with the ball at his feet. And plays the ball into Fabianski's bottom left corner of the goal. And that is Arsenal 1, West Ham 0. Just going to have a little look at this again. So the ball's played forward to Lacazette. Turns, plays it into the space between fullback and centre-back. Yeah, that's disappointing. Defending, that is. But to be fair, it was a good turn by Lacazette with the ball. He, played a nice little ball to Martinelli, who's timed his run to perfection. And he's just put it in at the bottom corner past Fabianski. I don't think, in fairness to Fabianski, there was an awful lot that he could do about it. So that's 1-0. Now we've got to find another gear. We have, if we want to try and leave here with at least parity, we've got to find another gear, because what we've done so far in an offensive sense hasn't been good enough. And if we carry on doing, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got, is the old saying. So if we carry on doing what we did in the first half, in the second half, then we lose this match. It's real simple. So whether that's the players that are on there at the minute find another gear, find an extra little bit of quality, an extra little bit of inspiration, or whether David Moyes changes formation, changes personnel, don't know. But Saka's got the ball on the right-hand side, but we managed to win it back. Declan Rice playing it out. ARSWHU's got the ball, bringing it out, but we give the ball straight back to Arsenal. It's with Xhaka, and that's Lacazette on their right-hand side, I do believe. Plays it back to Tomiyasu, who sends it to Gabriel. Just definite a shift here. I think that Arteta's had serious words with them. So ball's back with Fabianski, in the hands of Fabianski. And we've got the ball in our penalty box. Fabianski's having a little look. What's his options? He goes to throw it out, but then decides better of it. Drops it at his feet. And he's waving the defenders upfield. I think he's going to go long, and it will probably go out of play because his distribution's crap. No, Souček gets his head on it, and it's Bowen, but Martinelli retrieves the ball and gets it inside to Thomas Partey. Yeah, this is, like I say, we need to find another gear here. This is, 0-0, you could sort of, okay, but Xhaka with the shot. He's claiming handball, but against Dawson, but I don't really see that could have been given. Haven't had a replay yet. So anyway, Declan Rice is bringing the ball forward from deep. He's going on one of them surging runs. He's in the Arsenal half. He's played it outside on our left-hand side to Pablo Fornals. Comes back to Lanzini outside the penalty box. Is he going to have a shot? No. Offloads it to Souček. He sweeps it from left to right to Vladimir Coufal. He plays it to Jared Bowen, and he plays the ball in, but it's cleared for a throw to West Ham. Deep inside the Arsenal half, we've got the throw. He's looking for his options, but he goes back to Craig Dawson, who finds Declan Rice. Issa Diop. We seem to have sort of moved up another 10 yards or so, but come on. Seriously? But Bowen, shot and saved by Ramsdale. That's more like it. Now. But we need to keep, it's no good just having one shot, and that took a deflection off of very slight nick, I think that took off of the back of Gabriel's leg. Yeah. And that made it a little bit awkward because it sort of looped up a little bit. That could have been awkward for Ramsdale, but I just wonder if it took a little bit of the pace off the ball. Corner's played in, Rice with the header, but goes out for the goal kick. Well, that's a little, and Declan Rice is sort of like he's waving his arms and sort of saying, "Come on, boys, we need to step it up here." And he's absolutely right. It's absolutely right, because it's we're 1-0 down away from home. It's a London derby. Busy Christmas period. Who knows how close we're potentially to another, playing behind closed doors, or God forbid that the season actually gets paused. I mean, who knows? The way things are going at the minute, it could be anything. Anyway, so goal kick to Arsenal, and Ramsdale's just sort of waved his defenders up. And he goes long, plays the ball to the right-hand side as far as Arsenal's concerned. But we've lost possession now. And that is, I believe, Saka with the ball at his feet. He's in the penalty box, loops it up, but headed away by Dawson. Back to Saka, plays the ball across. And that's Martinelli who retrieves the ball on Arsenal's left-hand side, who finds Kieran Tierney. Drops back a bit. He's still got the ball. He finds Gabriel, sweeps it inside to Ben White. He now goes outside to the right-hand side. He finds Tomiyasu. And as it stands, Arsenal will go above us. They've just put it up there. They will go to 29 points. We'll be on 28. Their goal difference will be 0 and ours will be +8. So if we can find a goal, that all changes, obviously. Anyway, that looked like a foul throw. It was. Jesus. Professional footballers should not be doing a foul throw. I'm sorry. Tomiyasu, as soon as he did that, I'm looking and I'm going, that's a foul throw. And I was thinking, but as the referee clocked it, he obviously did because he's given it the other way. That is schoolboy stuff. You're a professional footballer. You're a Premier League footballer. You've played in Serie A. You've got international caps. You should not be doing something as basic as that, honestly. Anyway, ball was now. He's given the free kick against Antonio. The ball was played back to Ramsdale, and he's had to go for that, in my view. I think he's got to go for that. I mean, the ball's there to be won. The ball's sort of like just inside the Arsenal penalty box, and Antonio's stretching for it, and Ramsdale gets there just fractionally before him to clear it, but obviously it's the momentum. Obviously, he's got to it, and he can't just stick the brakes on in midair. He's going. So he's made contact with Ramsdale. It doesn't look like there's any further action. Doesn't look like there's a card. Anthony Taylor's just gone free kick. Get on with it. So that's fine. Fair enough. 56 minutes just coming up to. Ball's played long by Ramsdale towards the right-hand side. That's Tomiyasu getting his head up to it. But we've won possession back. That's Fornals to Bowen, but intercepted by Thomas Partey. And they've come forward with Lacazette just outside the penalty box. And is that a free kick? No, it's not. No, he has given the free kick, Anthony Taylor. I think he was waiting to see, I think, whether Arsenal had any advantage. He's got Craig Dawson in front of him. Yeah, that is a foul. I'm sorry, but it is. He shifted the ball to his right as Lacazette. Craig Dawson stuck his left leg out. He's also gone out with his arm, give him a little bit of a tug. He's obviously gone down, and it's a free kick to Arsenal, just outside the D, just slightly left of centre. And there's 3 Arsenal players that are stood over it. Fabianski's obviously sorting out the wall. The ref's putting the old spray on the ground, the old shaving foam. So it looks like there's Odegaard and Lacazette now stood over the ball. They're having a little discussion. Fabianski's having a look and getting the old wall sorted out. Do you know what? They call it the draft excluder. The geezer that's lays down behind the wall. So you've got a 4-man wall of Antonio, Diop, Souček and Rice, and you've got Pablo Fornals, who is the draft excluder. I just think, for God's sake. I think it looks pathetic, and he could get injured. You know, they come up, and if they come down and just slightly sort of go backwards a little bit, they're going to come down on him. Shot by Odegaard, saved by Fabianski, low to his left, and he's trying to get a quick distribution going, but he's got Arsenal players in front of him who won't let him do it quickly. But to be fair, why should they? You know, he's having a bit of a pop at the ref as well about it, by the looks of things. Anyway, yeah, he has actually given looks like he's given a yellow card to Martinelli for getting. Yeah, he's naughty there, Martinelli. He's got his arm out in front of him. He's got too physical, and he's got a yellow card for his troubles there. Yeah, no, it's a definite yellow, and it's a stupid yellow. I mean, if that was one of our players, I'd have the over that. It'd be like, what are you doing? Seriously, there's just no need for it. It's a cheap yellow card. Anyway, Lacazette with the ball. He's turned Craig Dawson. He's left him for dead. Outside on the left to Martinelli. Lacazette's come. He's asking for the ball back. He's not going to get it, but he might retrieve it here. Lacazette inside the penalty box. Flicks it up to Martinelli. Back to goal. Back to Lacazette. He's faced up by Coufal. Back to Odegaard. We just crowd him out. Just crowd him out. And it's Thomas Partey plays the ball out. It's a West Ham throw. We're taking our time with it. I mean, I'm not being funny. I don't know if they realise we're 1-0 down. I know you could turn and say, oh, there's another half an hour, but come on. Let's get a bit of a wiggle on here. Do you know what I mean? And it's gone out a throw again. West Ham throw just by the technical area where David Moyes stood. It's Vladimir Coufal with it. Forward to Antonio, back to goal. And he gives it straight to Martinelli. But we've won it back. It looks like that's, yes, Vladimir Coufal. Back to Antonio. He's got a defender at his back. He plays it against him. Gets the throw in. We've gained some good territory. Looks like Saeed Benrahma's about to come on. Question is, who's he coming on for? I think my money, would be Lanzini. I think at the minute, I'm thinking Lanzini. He's been a bit quiet this half. I thought he did okay in the first half. Again, nothing spectacular, just my opinion. I think he did okay. I think he did some decent work defensively if you watch it back as well. I think he looked defensively quite decent, but that's not what he's not in the team for. I know that, and just as I say, I don't think Lanzini's done much. He gets the ball at his feet, goes on a little bit of a run forwards. We've still got the ball. It's out with Coufal on the right-hand side. He plays it into Antonio. He's got Kieran Tierney at his back. And well defended. But we've got the ball back. And it's Vladimir Coufal. What's his options? He plays it outside on the right to Antonio. He plays it back to Coufal. This is what annoys me. It's like your number 9 is on the right wing. He plays the ball in. And, yeah, not really too much to speak of there, but we've got possession back. But that's the thing that annoys me. It's like, right, okay, you're the number 9, you're the striker, you're the one that's meant to get us the goals. How are you going to get us the goals if you're on the right-hand touchline, mate? Bakary Saka on the right-hand side for Arsenal. He's faced up by Declan Rice just outside the penalty box. Plays the ball in, but it takes deflection off of... Oh, shot by Partey, and it's played to Lacazette. Oh, risky, but Dawson deals with it. They're just saying on commentary that Dawson doesn't deserve to be on the losing side. That is not a handball. They're just showing a replay of an incident where the ball hits. Dawson's like that. I mean, if the arms are inside the line of the body, it's not a handball. If it's outside the line of your body, yeah, fine. There's a question that needs to be asked there, but not inside the line of the body. Sorry. If anyone disagrees with me, then too bad. Anyway, we got possession with Lanzini. Plays the ball back to Declan Rice. He finds ARSWHU, who finds Fornals. He finds Declan Rice. Plays a ball from left to right. He finds Vladimir Coufal. And he's faced up by Kieran Tierney. Antonio plays the ball in, but it's easy pickings. Easy pickings for the defenders to just clear that. But we've got possession back. Diop finds ARSWHU. He finds Pablo Fornals. He's faced up by Thomas Partey, and that's gone out for a throw-in. Hits the corner flag and goes out for the throw-in. Just the wrong side of the flag, but ARSWHU's got the throw. I'm not going to look, as I say, I'm not looking at the live chat, guys. I do apologise. If any of you are putting in messages and this, that and the other, do forgive me. But I'm concentrating, obviously, on the live pictures. If there's a break for injury or a sort of like an extended break, then I will look, but you'll have to forgive me. I'm just concentrating on this. I don't even know how many people I'm broadcasting to. It might be nobody for all I know. Wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, Jared Bowen plays it left-footed from right to left to ARSWHU. He plays it inside to Declan Rice, gets the ball out of his feet. I thought he was going to have a shot there. I think that might have been a bit ambitious, Deck. It's about 40 yards there, mate. Anyway, Antonio to Coufal to Antonio on the right-hand side again. It's like, are you the striker? Or he must have swapped with Bowen. Must have done. He must have been told by Moyes to swap with Bowen, because Bowen's playing more centrally now of the two. Anyway, Pablo Fornals finds Antonio on the right and Bowen's central again. He plays the ball in. Oh, Bowen. Near post. He makes the run to the near post and he gets his right foot to it, but he couldn't wrap his right foot around it. And he'd have been, yeah, he had Gabriel there for company as well. I think he'd have been hard pressed to score from there, to be honest with you. Anyway, it's a goal kick to Arsenal. Ramsdale, I don't know what the bloody hell he's doing there. I can hear some applause going on. I'm not too sure what this is all about. I don't know if there's a substitution. It looks like Martin Odegaard. So 64th, 65th minute. Martin Odegaard's coming off. Emile Smith-Rowe's coming on. Some fresh, energetic legs. Now, this is exactly the right substitution that Mikel Arteta's making, in my opinion, from Arsenal's perspective. Get this kid on. He is a good player. Really good technical player. He's young, he's hungry. And we've got some tired legs out there. We've been playing 65, 66 minutes. We've played an awful lot of football this season, which people tend to overlook. We've played a lot more football than Arsenal. Oh, it's played to Lacazette on Dawson. No, sorry, Coufal. Oh, hello. It's a penalty. He's obviously had a little think. Declan Rice can't believe it. He's like, you're joking. I did think when he slid in, I thought it was Dawson initially. It wasn't. It was Coufal that slid in on. Oh no, and of course it's the second yellow, so he's just been sent off as well. So we're down to 10 men, and we're about to face a penalty now. Unless VAR gets involved, we're potentially going to be down to 10 men, and possibly at 2-0. So there's the ball from Martinelli to Lacazette. Coufal comes in. Well, Steve McManaman reckons that there's nothing wrong with it. Let's have a listen. Now, that's interesting because both Steve McManaman and Peter Walton, who they've got as the voice from a referee's perspective, he doesn't think it's a penalty either. Again, it's one of those I've seen them given. Would I give it if I was the referee? Not so sure. I do wonder whether that should have been a second yellow, because I think that was a genuine attempt to play the ball, and I think that's harsh, certainly for the second yellow. He didn't give the penalty straight away. They're saying on the commentary he had a little think about it, but listen, what I think about it is irrelevant. He's given the penalty to Arsenal. He's given Coufal a second yellow. He's shaking his head. He can't believe it. But what he thinks, what David Moyes thinks, is irrelevant. The decision's been made. The referee's not going to change his mind, or he's very unlikely to. David Moyes is doing his pieces at the fourth official. Do you know, that's the worst job. That must be the worst job in the world, to be a fourth official. You still get all the abuse from both refs and this, that, and the other. And you're like, I'm not making the decisions, for Christ's sakes. Anyway, Lacazette with the penalty against Fabianski. Makes the save! Oh, wow. and we defend it well. Now, and that's a free kick to West Ham. Now, he gets down low to his left-hand side, does Fabianski. It's not the best penalty I've ever seen. It's low. It's hit with decent power. And actually, do you know what? That is a really good save. That is a really good save. Normally, I'd say with penalties, he shouldn't be saving that. But that's his foot's on the line, surely. They're not seriously looking at that for... No. They're just sort of talking about should it have been replayed, and they're saying, yeah, no way. Fabianski had 1 foot on the line, or part of 1 foot on the line as Lacazette made contact with the ball. So it's no reason to retake it from that point of view. They were sort of saying about, is there a case because of encroachment? But anyway, we're down to 10 men. So Coufal gets his marching orders for a second yellow. Penalty was given, saved by Fabianski. So we're still in this, but it's going to be an uphill battle from here on in. I mean, we got 20 minutes to go with a man disadvantage and a goal disadvantage. But they've just had a penalty saved by the goalkeeper. And maybe that will just give us that little bit of a boost. Who knows? You know, yes, obviously losing the player, that's not going to be a boost. I get that. But then the penalty save, maybe that will, maybe. I mean, listen, we'll find out in the next 20 minutes. Who knows? Anyway, it's a goal kick to Arsenal. Ramsdale waves everybody forward, and he goes long into the Islington night sky. Fornals gets up, gets his head to it. It's Bowen outside to Antonio. They've definitely swapped over Bowen and Antonio because he keeps coming out to the right, and Bowen's certainly more central. Bowen's definitely playing as the 9. There's no doubt about it. And it's gone out for a goal kick. David Moyes is barking out instructions and telling everybody what they need to do now. Just wonder what who's he dropping in at right back? I do wonder. Oh, Anthony Taylor's just given a yellow card. I think he's given that to the goalkeeper, Ramsdale, for taking too long with the kicks. Yeah, he's just given him a yellow. Can you give him a second one as well? Yeah, that's asking too much. Anyway, he kicks it long. Arsenal were playing a little game of head tennis here. It's going back and forth. Anyway, Arsenal have got it. And it's Xhaka, Partey, but we get it. It's Declan Rice. Oh, but no, it's come through to Antonio after all that. Now he's going wide right again. Yeah, he must be going there under orders. This must be by design. David Moyes must have told him, you go wide right, and Jared comes in as the 9. That is a throw-in. I thought that might have gone out for a corner, but the spin on it just took it the wrong side. The last touch was Martinelli. We've still got the ball. It's being brought forward by Souček on the right-hand side. What's he going to do? Plays it inside to Antonio. He's faced up by Lacazette. The 2 number 9s clashing. And Arsenal come away with it, with Lacazette coming down their left-hand side. Plays a forward ball to Emile Smith-Rowe, but it's mopped up brilliantly by Declan Rice. And he brings it across and forward pass to Fornals, who plays it back to Diop, and he plays it outside to ARSWHU on the left-hand side. Rice is barking out instructions, telling everybody what he wants. Lanzini to Souček. Diop plays a long ball out. Oh! Almost. I'll tell you what, I thought that was either going to be an own goal or what. Tomiyasu, ball was played in, and he gets his head to it, and Ramsdale's like, shit, what's going on? And he just about managed to recover. But that could have gone anywhere. That could have been an equaliser. We've definitely just, there's definitely a little bit of nervousness about Arsenal at the minute. It's really odd. They're a man up, they're a goal up, they're the home team. They should be playing with an awful lot more confidence. At the minute, they're playing with a bit of hesitancy, I sense. The commentators kiss of death. They'll probably score in a minute, but made me look like an absolute dick. Anyway, so the ball is now with Partey. Plays a nice little ball out to Kieran Tierney on the left-hand side. He's got Antonio for company. Plays it back to Partey, to Xhaka, back to Kieran Tierney. Plays a ball in, and it's cleared behind for a corner by ARSWHU facing his own goal. It was a nice little ball from Kieran Tierney. Swings it, bisects the back line, and well done, ARSWHU. So it's a corner to Arsenal. It's Saka, playing it in. And so can't see who got their head to it, but Gabriel's got the ball on the opposite side to where the corner was taken. Arsenal's left now, comes inside to Kieran Tierney, plays a left-footed floater into Martinelli on the left-hand side and plays the ball against Antonio, and that is an Arsenal corner. They're certainly racking the corners up. I say I'm not looking at any of the comments in the live chat. Do forgive me. I'm not even looking at the stats. I'm just completely concentrating on what's going on at the Emirates. So if there's any of you guys that are putting in facts, figures, opinions, and whatever, I'll get to that later. You guys chat amongst yourselves, assuming there's anyone there, of course. And Gabriel with the volley. And it just goes the wrong side of the post as far as Arsenal's concerned, but the right side as far as we are. Yeah, there it is. Left foot. Tries to be spectacular about it. It swivels, but if it was on target, I think Antonio gets the block on that. Yep, Lanzini's come off 76th minute. Saeed Benrahma's come on. So let's see. Can he be the little bit of magic stardust? Can he be the one that gets, maybe plays a part in West Ham getting an equaliser? Let's see. We've got just under 15 minutes plus stoppage time to do it. Declan Rice has the ball, plays it back to Issa Diop. He's closed down by Lacazette and gives the ball away cheaply to Saka. And he's not fouled by Masuaku. The referee doesn't give it. I did look and think, but referee's decision is final. And that's all there is to it. But Arsenal have possession again. It's Ben White. Smith Rowe back to Gabriel. He plays it outside to the left-hand side as far as Arsenal's concerned. Tierney finds Martinelli. He's got Antonio for company. Benrahma there as well. Thomas Partey inside to Xhaka. Tomiyasu on the right-hand side plays it forwards to Bakary Saka. He's got Arthur Masuaku for company and Pablo Fornals. He plays a nice little ball through, but it doesn't get to its intended target. He's cut out by Diop, and West Ham come forward. It's Benrahma, but he loses out to Gabriel, who plays the ball forwards. It comes to Saka, and it's in the hands of Lucas Fabianski, who comes flying out at the feet of Alexandre Lacazette. Is he going to bowl the ball out? Yes, he is. He bowls the ball out to his right-hand side to Dawson. He's closed down, but he plays the ball forwards down the line to Jared Bowen, who, that's untidy. I'll tell you what, Gabriel and Ramsdale getting a little bit of a 2 and 8, and it almost, that could have gone anywhere. That could have gone to the feet of Bowen and he'd have been in, but sometimes when your luck's in, and there is, and ours isn't at the minute, it seems. Partey with the ball. Plays the ball forwards to Saka on the right-hand side for Arsenal. He's got Pablo Fornals. Well, they look like twins. Yeah. Separated at birth. Partey with the ball, plays it inside to Granit Xhaka, gets it out to the left-hand side for Arsenal. Kieran Tierney plays it inside to Martinelli. He's in the penalty box, centres it, and oh my goodness, that was not far at all from Saka. That was not far at all, and Issa Diop gets the block on it. Let's have a look at this again. So cut back by Martinelli, and it's, I'll tell you what, if Diop doesn't get in the way of that shot, that is 2-0. Yeah, that's well done, Issa Diop. He's earned his appearance bonus tonight. Certainly not a win bonus as things stand at the minute. Is there a loss bonus? Martinelli with the corner. It's out to Saka on the edge of the box. And now Smith Rowe with the shot, but never really troubling Fabianski. He just sort of like flops down and grabs it. Not really anything more than just a routine standard save. And it's still in the hands of Fabianski. He drops it at his feet and goes long to the right-hand side where he finds Granit Xhaka. And now Martinelli, and he's pushed over by Antonio, and that is a cheap free kick. Mickey, what are you doing? Seriously? That is a cheap free kick. Honestly. Mind you, he'll probably turn around and say that it's just, stop their momentum a bit, but yeah, he's not had a great game. I mean, like I say, I said in the first half, I thought he'd done okay, nothing special. Don't get me wrong; it certainly wasn't Ronaldo of Brazil days. He's done not really that much in this second half. I mean, he's changed positions. He's playing on the right hand side, and that was before Coufal got sent off. Martinelli's laying on the floor. He's oh dear, I've got cramp, and they've played the ball out. I hate that. It's like, mate, it's not a head injury. Just you've got cramp, mate. Seriously, roll him off the bloody pitch. The ref saying to the physio, mate, bugger off. Now, this shouldn't be allowed, right? Martinelli's actually off the pitch, and Arteta has picked him up, put him on the pitch, and he's then gone down. Oh, mate, that is poor. That should not be allowed. That actually, in my opinion, that should be a yellow card to both Martinelli and to Arteta. That's just my opinion. He's on the ground, he's off the pitch, and he's literally been dragged to his feet by his manager and told to get back on the pitch, where he then goes down. I don't get that. I'm sorry. I just think that's completely nonsensical. And he's now been subbed off, and it's Eddie Nketiah, who obviously we've been linked with on and off. And it would be just our luck, wouldn't it? It would be just typical West Ham for a player that's been linked with us for some considerable time. Whether he comes to us or not remains to be seen. But it would be just typical West Ham with, 8 minutes plus stoppage time left for him to score against us. It would just be the typical West Ham way, wouldn't it? Come and join us. And I'll tell you what, here's a goal to make yourself feel at home, make yourself feel comfortable. Yeah, that'd be about right. Anyway, Benrahma's got the ball. He's bringing the ball forwards. He's got Thomas Partey for company. He's on our left-hand side. He was given a little bit of physical treatment there by Partey, and he's just gone over the line as far as Anthony Taylor's concerned. He's given the free kick, and it's now with Dawson in the centre circle. Plays it out to the right, Mickey Antonio, and he's... I thought he'd lost possession, but we've managed to retain it because we've won the throw-in on our right-hand side. Antonio's going to take it. He's looking to see what his options are. He's got a fairly long old throw on him. Is he going to use it, though? Let's see. Never understood short sleeves and gloves. Never understood it. Really weird. Anyway, Jared Bowen plays the ball in his left. It was neither a cross nor was it a shot. It was like back pass, a sort of floated back pass to Aaron Ramsdale. It was just like, oh dear. And I don't want to be too critical of Jared Bowen because he's been brilliant for us, not just this season, but since he's come in, he's been a really good asset for West Ham. But that was poor. No, he knows it. Anyway, Ramsdale plays it to the right-hand side. Tomiyasu gets his head to it, puts it straight out for a throw-in. Now, Harrison Ashby looks like he's coming on. Who's he coming on for? I think it's Pablo Fornals. It looks like he's coming on. Yeah, Pablo Fornals is being off the pitch. And on comes young Harrison Ashby. I'm fully behind this. I actually think he should have come on basically the moment that Coufal got sent off, in my opinion. He's a right back. He's young. He's hungry. He's willing to impress. Let's see what he's got. He's got the ball now. Played it back to Dawson. Nothing spectacular. He's just got the ball, played it back, got a feel of the ball early, and now he's pushing up the pitch. The ball's played long, but Arsenal get possession. Gabriel hooks the ball forwards, but it comes to Declan Rice. He's got Emil Smith-Rowe for company, but Rice gets it back to Lucas Fabianski, who's got no one closing him down. So Fabianski says, I'll tell you what, I'll let you have it back, Dec. And he plays a long ball forwards towards Mickey Antonio, but Ben White out jumps him, gets his head to the ball. Ball's coming forwards, but Diop gets in the way. Masuaku, Rice, Souček, Masuaku. Ball played forward towards Mickey Antonio, brings the ball down. What can he do? Not an awful lot, as it turns out. It took two of them to sort of stop him, in fairness, but yeah. I think it looks like, I might be wrong, but I think Antonio's gone back to being a 9 now. I might be wrong, but he looks like he's a little bit more as an orthodox striking position. Anyway, we've got it on our left-hand side. Masuaku, Diop plays a long ball from left to right to Harrison Ashby, gets his head to it, plays it to Souček, gets it back from Souček, plays it back to Bowen. Ben Rama through to Souček on the right-hand side, and it hits Granit Xhaka and goes out for a throw into West Ham, which Harrison Ashby is straight over and he's like, I'll take this. He's got no fear, this kid. I love sort of like kids coming on and just saying, fuck it, I'm going to do my thing. I'm not going to be overawed by this. Was that handball? They're claiming handball, and I got to be honest, I thought that was handball by Dawson, but referee's not give it, so we've still got possession. But just as I say that, Ben Rama's robbed, and now he's trying to win it back, but he's unsuccessful, and it's Bakary Saka bringing it down. He's played in Emil Smith-Rowe on their right-hand side. He's coming central, gets his shot away, and that is 2-0. Emil Smith-Rowe with his left foot drives it into the bottom corner of Lucas Fabianski's net, and I'm afraid to say that is the game done with 3 and a bit minutes left. I don't see that we're going to come back from this at the Emirates. 2-0 down, a man down, and the sands of time are running out. It was a good, isn't it? It was a great finish by the kid. He's brought the ball forwards. He's got it onto I think it was his left. He had the shot with. But the moves come. We've been robbed, sort of like just outside their penalty box, and they've done a quick attack with Saka. He's played the ball to Smith-Rowe on their right hand side. He's brought the ball in, and just on sort of basically on the sort of edge of the box, he's unleashed. He's got Diop in front of him. He's sort of like he's tried to get the block on, but Fabianski doesn't make the dive, probably because he didn't see it too late, because in fairness, it went through the legs of Issa Diop, so he probably didn't see it till late. So I'm not going to have a too much of a dig at Fabianski there, because probably by the time he's seen it, it's pretty much in the back of the net, and that is the game done, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know we came back last season from 3 goals down against Tottenham, but that was with 8 minutes to go. This would be with 2 2 minutes plus stoppage time, a 2-goal disadvantage and a man disadvantage. If we come back from this, I'll be amazed. And they've just brought off Lacazette and brought on Nuno Tavares. So they've brought off a striker for a defender. So they're basically saying, that's it. What we have, we hold. And that's completely correct. It would be, if the roles were reversed, I'd be saying that would be what David Moyes should do. So Smith Rowe makes it 2-0. And we're now playing out the rest of the game. Ben Rama coming down our left-hand side, plays it inside, and I think that's a free kick. It is. I think that was Thomas Souček, I believe, that's had Thomas Partey. Yeah, Thomas Souček. He had the ball at his feet just outside the penalty box. He's about to pull the trigger, and Thomas Partey's just gone into the back of him, knocked him off his feet. It's a definite free kick, no doubt about it. So free kick just outside the D. If you're looking at the Arsenal goal, it's just slightly to there, to the left, on our left, as you're looking at the goal, just outside the D. Aaron Ramsdale's doing his pieces at something. I'm not quite sure what his problem is. He's sort of barking out and whatever, organising things. Listen, mate, you've got the 3 points. Don't be, you can let one in, can't you? He's getting the wall set. He's got the old draft excluder there. Referee's blown his whistle. It's Ben Rama, right-footed, straight into the wall. Back to Ben Rama. Gets it outside to Harrison Ashby. He offloads. Bit of a poor pass towards Craig Dawson, but he gets it eventually. Plays the ball back to Harrison Ashby on the right-hand side. He's got Kieran Tierney for company. Back to Jared Bowen. He goes off on a run. Gets his right foot round it. Crosses it in, but Ben White gets his head to it, clears the ball, and it's Kieran Tierney sweeping it out on his left foot down towards Saka, but it's intercepted by Declan Rice, who plays the ball back to Fabianski, but Saka's now closing him down. He's got to get rid of that. So we've got 5 minutes injury time that's been announced by the fourth official, and we've played just about 30 seconds of that. And if Arsenal got any brains about them, all they're going to do is just keep the ball for the next 4.5 minutes. And that's precisely what they're doing. They're sort of like they're just pinging the ball around. Pretty little patterns, just dragging us from this way, that way, the other way. Wind the clock down. And they'll see this game home. And to be fair, I've got no complaints. I've got absolutely no complaints in terms of, is a 2-0 scoreline a fair reflection? Yeah, it probably is, if we're being honest about it. As a West Ham fan, I've got complaints because I think that our performance has been quite disappointing for a London derby. I would have expected a little bit more intensity, a little bit more fight from certain players. And I do wonder how much longer. And he's been a fantastic. Listen, I'm not someone that's against this player, but Michail Antonio, his performances in the last however many games, they've not been up to the mark. And with any other player operating at that level, I honestly believe they would have been dropped. And the only reason why Michail Antonio hasn't been thus far is because he's the only player that is, if you will, an orthodox number 9. And he's not even that. He's only played that role for the last 18 months or so. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't think that's a healthy dynamic, because he's the only player that everybody else is going to look at and go, well, my shirt's up for grabs. Why isn't his? Anyway, Arsenal have got the ball, shot, and that one's from Granit Xhaka's just troubling the pigeons on the roof of the Emirates. Nothing, certainly wasn't troubling Lucas Fabianski or anything like it, but it doesn't need to. So we're just announcing on the commentary that the Bukayo Saka is the man of the match. And to be honest, he has looked lively on their right-hand side. He's looked energetic. He's given ARSWHU a real problem on that side. And another player that I look at from Arsenal and think, yeah, they've their academy has done well. They're producing a homegrown talent. Same as when I look at Emile Smith-Rowe, he's a good player, a very, very gifted, very technically gifted player. Obviously, we've now got one of our youngsters on in Harrison Ashby. He's faced up with, he does well there, Ashby. Ball was played in by Nuno Tavares, and Harrison Ashby gets across to block him. I would not be averse to having Harrison Ashby as the right back against Norwich. I really wouldn't, because obviously Coufal's now going to be, unless this gets rescinded, but I don't think it will be. Not 2 yellows anyway. I think if it was a straight red, then there may have been a grounds for it, but 2 yellows, I don't really see it. I would not have. I'll say it now. I would not have a problem with Harrison Ashby playing against Norwich. And let's be honest about it. If there's a team this season that he's going to play against at London Stadium, you'd probably say it's going to be Norwich. That would be the ideal match for him to go in. It's not like he's going in against, Liverpool at Anfield, for God's sake. All balls played through Saka, and he plays the ball across, but it's nowhere near Smith-Rowe. Smith-Rowe's got the ball. It's Nketiah in the box. Oh, God. Yeah, I said it earlier, didn't I? Is he gonna? No, it's dealt with by Diop, out for a throw-in, but we're in the last 15 seconds or so. It's now just a question, is the referee going to add anything onto the 5 minutes? Because don't forget, it's a minimum 5 minutes. People get hung up over that. It will hit 5 minutes. And like, why is it 5 minutes and 1 second? It's like it's a minimum. But referee blows his whistle. That is the 3 points for Arsenal. As I say, not an undeserved 3 points, if I'm being brutally honest about it. It's we'd have been lucky to get a point, if we're being completely honest about it. It was, like I say, very, very disappointing. Very disappointing performance. I can't lie. I think that is understating it. But it is what it is. I'm just going to have a little look here at the stats. They've updated. Let's have a little look at this, shall we? Let's have a little look. So, for any of you guys that are interested in stats, like myself, here they are. So, Arsenal, they won 2-0. They had 21 shots to our 7, 8 shots on target to our 1, 57% possession to our 43. They managed 502 passes to our 376. Pass accuracy was 84% to our 80%. They 8 fouls to our 9. They got 2 yellow cards to our 0, but of course it was actually 2, but both to the same player, so it got upgraded to a red, which you can see in that column there. They got no reds. Offsides 0-0, and 5 corners to Arsenal and 2 to our good selves. And like I say, I can't really say anything other than that was incredibly disappointing. Incredibly disappointing. I think that there were too many players that quite patently didn't show up. Brendan, in answer to your question, poor. There were too many players that didn't turn up tonight. And as I say, I asked the question, and I have to state I am not an Antonio basher by default, but I do think that it's coming to a point now where he has to be put onto the bench. I just don't see that every other player can look and know that if there's a drop in their performance over a certain period of time, they know that their place is up for grabs. Every player, whether you're Lucas Fabianski, whether you're Vladimir Coufal, whether you're, every player pretty much knows that if they put in 2, 3, 4 performances back to back to back, that their place is probably going to be up for grabs and they're probably going to be on the bench. Well, Michail Antonio has been poor for a good few matches and he's still playing. Now, I personally think that the opportunity against Norwich is there. I mean, we're the home team. We're playing against Norwich. That realistically is a game we should win, even if Michail Antonio does not play. So don't play him. stick him on the bench. Tell him, you're being rested. Tell him what you want. Tell him you're being dropped because your performances, you've been shit, mate. Do what you want. But his performances have been shit. They've not been good enough. Like I say, I am not an Antonio basher, and this is not, as some people might like to interpret it, as hate. It's not. It's a valid footballing opinion that is based upon a volume of substandard matches, substandard performances over a sustained period of time, and something fundamentally has to change. He's not banging the goals in. And you say that, Stuart? Anyone. Personally, I think you could stick Antonio. You could stick Antonio on the bench, and you could play Bowen as the 9. He was playing it in that match, and Antonio moved out to the right. You could put Vlasic there as a false 9. You could put Souček there. It is what it is. I mean, like I say, something has to change. Something has to change because we've lost an awful lot of momentum from the momentum we got. And I'm not saying that we're going to be any danger of getting relegated or anything like that. We've dropped down. We've lost one game. We've lost. It's a London derby. It's away from home. Yada yada yada. It's more the performance that bothers me. And exactly that, Jordan. Exactly that. 1 goal in 13 games for a Premier League number 9 that, I think it was after the Leicester game, he was on record as saying that he's aiming for the Golden Boot. Well, you might be aiming for it, mate, but you ain't going to bloody get it. Not if you're producing a goal every 13 games. Yeah, exactly, Stuart. Another one that I would probably consider would be Armstrong or Coufal. He was on the bench today. To be honest, I think once Smith Rowe scored that second goal, why not stick him on at that point? Take Antonio off and just say to Coufal, for the last, what that would have been 5 minutes of stoppage of injury time, plus the 3 minutes or so, 2-3 minutes. So he's playing 7 or so minutes of Premier League football. It's not much, but he's making his debut in the Premier League in a London derby at a stadium like the Emirates. And then you say to him, there's every chance you're playing on Saturday, mate. Why not? I thought Harrison Ashby, I know he had a bit of a cameo appearance, and I think he should have come on basically the moment that Vladimir Coufal went off the pitch. That's just my opinion. He didn't. He waited a little bit and then brought him on. I thought Ashby, in the brief period of time that he played, I thought he looked decent, and I wouldn't be averse to seeing him play against Norwich. I don't think Ben Johnson will be back in time, and I believe Fredericks is injured at the minute. So I think, actually, that Ashby will have to play. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I love going and seeing the youth come through, because I don't know about you guys. I just think that you're going to give them a little bit more time. You're going to be a bit more patient with them to bed in and acclimatise and all the rest of it. If they hit the ground running, fantastic. If they don't, is what it is. And Jordan, good to see you as well, mate. Thanks for coming back. They do indeed. It was too comfortable for Arsenal. Sharky, I wish I could disagree, but I can't. That statement is absolutely accurate. We weren't good enough. We weren't good enough tonight. And our performances of late have been a source of concern for me. I can't lie. Like I say, do I think we're going to be in any sort of relegation trouble? No, I'm not saying that at all. Far from it. But I just look and sort of like see that we're last sort of like half a dozen games or so, we just don't seem to have the same cut and thrust about us that we did in the previous 6, 8, 10 games. And it needs to change. Now, whether that changes by David Moyes, and I appreciate that we've got injuries to key personnel. I appreciate that we've got injuries to Zuma, Ogbonna, and Johnson. But I just, it's incumbent upon the other senior players to step up to the plate. And Michail Antonio is one of them players. Norwich will beat us. I'm not so sure about that, Iron Man. I mean, could they beat us? Of course they could. I don't think they will. I think that we will have too much for Norwich. There's a reason why they were relegated 2 seasons ago. There's a reason why they're in the bottom 3 right now. It's because, with all due respect to Norwich, who is as a club, as a set of supporters, I've got a great deal of respect for, but they're not good enough at Premier League level. Now, there are going to be games. They're very likely. In fact, I would say they are going to get relegated this season, and I would be very shocked if that did not come to pass. And if Dean Smith manages to keep them up, then in my opinion, he should be in the shake-up for Manager of the Year. That being said, I don't think they're gonna get out of the shit they're in. I think that we will have too much for them on Saturday. ARSWHU let players get past him way too easily as well. Longello, look, do you know what? That's really weird, I think, because I think a lot of people thought that Manny Longello in that game against Dinamo Zagreb the other week, that of the back 4 that were composed of entirely youth players, of obviously Longello, Alisse, Baptiste, and Ashby. A lot of people said that Longello was the standout player. I happen to think Harrison Ashby was, but it was a close run thing. I can understand why people might have gone with Longello. And it just seems a little bit weird, given that Cresswell's out and that ARSWHU defensively isn't the best, that Longello's not been used even on the bench since. It does seem a little bit odd. I sort of look at that and think, how's that? David Moyes is the manager. He's been a manager, Premier League manager for many years. And I'm just some bloke that looks at a webcam and chats to you guys. So what do I know? But I do find it quite odd that Longello wasn't utilised. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's have a look down some of these comments. I just wished, Sharky, and this has been coming for a while, hasn't it? Let's not kid around. We've been crying out for a striker since the moment that Sebastian Haller was waved off to Ajax, and obviously Lingard came in. Obviously, he played as a false 9 at times when Antonio was out. We need to get a proper number 9 in. And the thing that kind of frustrates me is, and obviously Duke's just sort of jumped in, as you can see there, so we can get his take on it, is the fact that there was apparently 7 strikers, according to what I've read, that in summer we were very close to signing, and it didn't come to pass because they were looking at Michail Antonio and going, oh, well, I don't really sort of like fancy being on the bench and this, that, and the other. And I sort of sit there and I go, actually, do you know something? If I've got someone with that weaker a mentality, I probably don't want them in the first place, because what I actually want is I want a striker that backs themselves and says, okay, Michail Antonio's got the number 9 shirt at the minute, but do you know what? I'm coming in and I'm going to rip it off his fucking back. Dude, talk to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
The performance is really what's pissed you off, isn't it?
I think the red fucked us. I think the red fucked us.
Do you think it was a second yellow?
No, I don't even think it was a penalty. But we'll leave that for another day, because I'm very I'm very angry to the fact that they get a penalty for tonight where we clearly win the ball, and VAR doesn't even fucking take a look. We win the ball. It's quite clear. He kicks the ball into Lacazette. He wins the ball. There's no two ways about it. Mm-hmm. Listen, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to. Yeah, on was it Saturday? Sunday. The player doesn't kick the ball and kicks Dawson, which I felt was a more clear-cut, straightforward, hands down, stonewall penalty. Mm-hmm. We don't get that, yet Coufal wins the ball and ends up taking a fucking red card for what, doing his job? So, I mean, I put in the chat, Gates, I don't know if you saw it, I put game's gone. Game's gone. I won't tell you what I called. I won't tell you what I called the referee. I'm still here. Can you see me?
Was it? Did it rhyme with banker?
No, I
Or was it the
actually,
other one?
I think I called him. I think it rhymes with someone who's always asking for money when you're on the ponce. I think I called him something similar to that.
Oh dear.
Listen,
You
I'm not
went
going
down
to
that
lie to
route,
you.
did you?
Yeah, I weren't fucking about. I was very angry. Bearing in mind, I'm in a pub full of Arsenal fans.
Oh, that must have been
even
even worse than the match.
listen, even they felt it wasn't a penalty, and even they
Really?
felt
Yeah.
we were hard done by on that. And the second goal, listen, if I may stand here now and say, if Cresswell doesn't start on Saturday against Norwich, I would rather see Mikel Antonio at left back than ARSWHU.
Oh, yeah. There was someone in the chat that said that they thought he was a bit.
Listen, there was no busting a gut. There was no drive, no desire, no breaking a bollock to get back to make that challenge. Listen, blame lies for me at that point, and I've looked it back. I've watched again. Blame lies at Benny's door. He's too busy fucking around with the ball, and we concede possession, and they break away. So initially for me, Benny's at fault. Too busy fucking around. ARSWHU decides to dad run. It's the only answer I can give you. If you know Peter Kay,
yep,
it's that kind of running slower than you would walking. That's essentially what ARSWHU did. He made it look like he was running whilst running slower than if he was walking. And that really annoyed me, Rob. Really, really annoyed me. Now, let me get on to Antonio and Ben Rama. Now, I'll be honest, I've had a couple of beers.
This could be interesting then.
Now, there's a reason, say, Ben Rama's been dropped. And I felt at points he showed that this evening. Too busy fucking around, too busy trying to be a YouTube player, for want of a better word. And it frustrated me at times. Listen, we were 1-0 down against the side that had, to a point, kept us at bay. You know, we'd had a couple of efforts. They kept us at bay. Yet we did not try and get the ball into the box. Now, Antonio pissed me off because he kept pulling wide. But Ben Rama too busy dicking around on the edge of the box. I'm going to come off camera so you don't keep getting the light and everything else. Now, Antonio, you know, he kept pulling wide. I don't want my striker pulling out wide, for fuck's sake.
It must have been under orders, though, because Bowen replaced him as the number 9 for a spell.
No, but the thing is, mate,
that wasn't me. That wasn't me. His internet's obviously bottomed out. He'll be back in a minute. He'll get it off his chest. But if I may, if you could, you know the score, guys. And I've mentioned it earlier, but if you didn't see it, forgive me. And if you say, Gatesy, you say this every fucking time. I don't really care. Because this little girl, you know the score with it. And we need to try and make every day count for this little girl. So copy, paste, it's in the description below, YouTube and Facebook. Put it on your social media platforms. And if you've got a couple of quid in your back pocket that you would like to give a good home, you have the Just Giving link there. There is no donation that is too small. This family will take everything that you can throw at them in that sense. And as always, give generously. We thank you very much indeed for your attention on this. I am just going to turn back to the comments, get a few more beers into Duke and get him into that dressing room to give the lads a bollocking. Do you know what? I think that might be a plan. That might be an idea, Brendan. I might suggest it to Mr. Moyes. I think he could do a job there. I'm fed up with Benny, to be honest. I hope he can up his game as he isn't bringing anything for months. Yeah, his levels have dropped off as well from where he was at the beginning of the season to where he is now. Yeah, I can't lie, it's disappointing because I was a Ben Rama fan and I still am. I'm not saying I'm not a Ben Rama fan now, But I have to be honest and say I can understand why there are people that do have a slightly lesser opinion of Benny than maybe I do. Duke, where did you get to?
I don't know. I had my phone in my pocket and I was too busy absolutely ranting. And then when I went to you, so what do you reckon, Rob? And you didn't come back to me.
I think you were having a little bit of a sort of rant about Mr. Ben Rama.
Oh, I got bloody hell! That was a while ago. Okay, so yeah,
no.
basically
Sorry, tell a lie. No, it was. I think it was about Antonio pulling wide right as well.
Oh, right. So when he pulled wide right, wide left, the problem we had was there was no one in the box. Okay,
Yep.
and even if he gets the ball to Bowen or Fornells who are in front of him, who's in the box for him to cross to, for them to cross to? Because it ain't going to be your centre forward who I want in the box on the receiving end of it. Now, enough's enough, but the problem was all the time Ben Rama plays badly, you've got someone like Fornells.
Oh, I haven't lost you again, have I? Duke?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, you are there. It just went silence.
All right. No, I was going to say, when you've got the likes of Vlasic, Bowen, Fornells, Lanzini, and whoever, you've got people that can come on and start ahead of Ben Rama. The problem we've got right now is if we want to play the same sort of way with a strong centre forward, you can't do that if you don't include Antonio. So Antonio knows he can put in a performance like he did tonight.
Yeah.
And personally, I'd go as far to say possibly even a 6-5-4 for Antonio. Yeah. Because I personally think he was so poor tonight that all the time he does that, he's got no one there. He's got no one to, like I heard you say as I came on, there's no one to take the shirt off the back of him.
No, and but what I was saying was there was 7 strikers that were apparently linked with us in the summer that were viable options, and they all shied away from it because it was like, oh, but we're probably going to be sitting on the bench for most of it. And it's like, I'm not being funny. I don't want anyone coming in with such a weak attitude as that. I want them to come in with the attitude that he's the guy with the number 9 shirt at the minute, but I'm coming here to rip it off his fucking back and I'm going to stick him on the bench.
You know what? And yes, you're right. And for me, that's a massive key part of whatever we choose to do now going forward. Yeah. If in January we think that Adam Plosek is the way forward, or whether we decide that Andrea Bellotti from Torino would be the one to come in, I don't care. What you've got to do is you've got to say to them, and this is why I think we failed with some of the other signings in the summer, is no player's position in that West Ham side is guaranteed. Who's that? No player in that West Ham side is guaranteed to start. And especially right now, the problem we've got is Antonio knows he has to.
Yeah.
If we're going to play a certain formation, he has to.
Yeah.
Not
good for team morale, that is it? Surely.
No, it's not. And you've said this. You've said this many times, mate. Many times over the course of the last few weeks that it's just bollocks having that prick sitting there going, I can pull a 2 out of 10. I can pull a 1 out of 10. I cannot
Can you explain though the drop off in his performance? Because is it possible
that
he's carrying an injury that we don't know about?
No, he's not. He's just a lazy prick right now because he knows that he can't be replaced, and that's my opinion. Now, whether or not I'm wrong is a completely different story right now. But right now, I just think he's being a lazy prick. I also think he knows that if he gets injured, he's screwed. And if he gets injured, we're screwed. But he also knows if he gets injured and we bring in someone in January, a Bellotti, an Adam Hossack, pick 2 or 3 others. Mitzi Batshuayi, which I really hope to God that one doesn't happen again.
I think he's a busted flush myself.
Now, but he knows that if he picks up an injury and someone comes in and hits the ground running, Rob, he's going to have to fight for his position again.
As it should be.
And I just don't see why and I don't see it in him that he wants to. Do you know what I mean? I just don't see. I think he's like.
Do you think he's got too comfortable?
Yes, he has. Of course, he has. He's currently the West Ham striker that has the most Premier League goals. So why should I have to? Fuck it. I've got this job. No, that's not how it works for me. That's not how it works. And he's been really poor recently. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, Benny was poor and Benny got dropped. Okay?
Yep.
Antonio's been poor. When's Antonio getting dropped? Like, I'm at a point, mate, where...
Who would you drop him for?
Right now, you.
Would you put Okoflex in? Do you think that would be too much of a gamble?
I'd put you up front right now. Oh. Like, well, that's where I'm at, Rob. Like, I know I'm taking the piss a little bit, but that's where I'm at right now.
I'd have a go.
Listen, mate, I know we're struggling for centre backs. I'll do a job. But that's where I'm at right now. That it doesn't matter who goes in. I have a feeling one of the kids would go in and do a better job than him because they've got a hunger and a desire and a drive and a want. The game against Burnley, I think it was, I said that if we'd had Sonny Perkins on the pitch, he would have scored because he would have had a desire to get on with that ball into the box.
Yeah.
That Antonio didn't. So I'm at a point where I'm frustrated because right now there's a certain gentleman, I don't know if he's in the chat right now, but he's about and he keeps fucking poking his head up off the parapet every now and again.
Yeah.
And he's right. He's right, and it's annoying me. He said we were going to lose tonight, and he's right.
Even a stopped clock is right twice a day, Duke.
Listen, but he's been... I do believe he commented
he also
Moyes
said
out
if it's who I think it is,
Yeah, no, listen, he commented Moyes out, and I nearly threw my phone through a window.
Yeah.
And I was polite. I did say, behave yourself. Listen, I understand the frustrations. I've been a West Ham fan 42 years, so I understand the frustrations. I've been sat in a pub full of fucking Arsenal fans tonight, listening to the bollocks that Arsenal are back.
You're in Bromley, though, aren't you?
You're really not. Yeah, no, the pub was full of Arsenal fans. It has an eclectic mix of Palace, Millwall, Chelsea, Arsenal, but because the governor's an Arsenal fan, there's a few more Arsenal fans that come in when they're on telly. And, I was listening to him giving it all the old, we're back. You're really not. You're really not, because I'm telling you now, if you'd played like that against a, for want of a better word, significantly more potent side, you're not getting the result you got tonight. Yeah. You're really not. If you played like that against Chelsea, no.
Luke, in answer to that question, say no more.
Yeah, there is.
Say no more.
I've got nothing. I can't. Like I say, a stop clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
But,
He also said that we'd get beat by Brighton 2-0, and he also said we'd get beat by Chelsea 3-0. So,
and we get beaten by Man City 5-0? I think he did say we conceded 10,
he said
didn't
we'd be beat 5-0 by City. Yes, he did. There's also a few other
we go
things.
Again.
Yeah.
We go again Saturday, and I'll do the watch along Saturday because I think I'm available to do the watch along Saturday.
Game goes ahead.
So, well, yeah, and if I'm not having to go and scrub clean somewhere to live, I should be available to the watch along. Norwich on Saturday just became a whole lot more important, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Would
you play Harrison Ashby at right back?
Yes, I would. I think Harrison Ashby looked bloody strong when he came on. I don't think he looked out of place when he came on. I don't think he looked out of place against Dinamo Zagreb. on Thursday. And what I've got to say is on that, are Norwich any better than Dinamo Zagreb? Like,
I'd say
honestly,
Zagreb are better than Norwich. I would argue.
I think it's a very fine line. So is he really going to struggle out there against that? Probably not.
Can you understand, with that being the case, can you understand why, given that Manny Longello was one of the other standout performers
Mate,
against
don't get
Zagreb,
started.
why has he not been in either squad since? Especially given that Aaron Cresswell's not been there.
Listen, I think I've done the amount of steps that I needed to do in the last 20 minutes with you. I'm bloody knackered right now. I keep walking around the block and going again. You brought up Longello. Listen, I when I saw the lineup, part of me was pissed off because Mass was in there, but then part of me was like, you know what, Gallo, is he ready? And I found myself questioning what I thought I believed before the game, and then as the game went on, I found myself realising that questioning myself before the game was an absolute pointless exercise because ARSWHU probably shouldn't have started. He is very good at going forward, I feel, in a 3-5-2. Right? Agreed. I feel he is very good as long as he spends time the other side of the fucking halfway line away from our defence. But he can't defend, Rob. He's not a left back.
No, he's not.
He could. I tell you what, he could probably go to somewhere like Real Madrid, play left wing, and go and win 12 championships before he retires because he can. Because when he's asked to do an attacking job, he can do. I don't take nothing away from him now. But when he's asked to defend, oh my fucking God, it hurts. It hurts so much that's all we've got as a senior left back right now. A club like West Ham, and that's all we've got as a senior left back. It's just wrong. It's ridiculous.
I think despite our position
I get that we've had the injuries, and I get that he wouldn't even be near that if Johnson was fit. Yeah. And listen, Longello isn't far away. Okay. He will probably start again at some point this season at left back.
Yeah.
He will start at left back again
you're right, Zane.
This season. He's not far off. Yeah. It might have come a season too soon for him to be a regular contender for Aaron Cresswell's left back spot. I think it's come a bit too soon. I think the fact that Ben Johnson has come in, not Glenn, Ben.
Might have to get Glenn Johnson in at this rate. Have you dropped off on me again? I think he's dropped off, guys. I think he's gone into a signal black spot because I've got silence. So whilst I'm dealing with silence from Bromley, he's dropped out. That is the Premier League table. I'll go full screen with it. Why not? We have swapped places with Arsenal. They are now 4th and we are 5th. Listen, 5th isn't bad. Let's have it right. Would I take a 5th place finish this season? You're damn right I would. I'd have taken that before the season started. I'd take it now. But there's still plenty of football left. Who knows what signings David Moyes is going to make in the transfer window. Hopefully we need a striker. I think that's patently obvious. Have you found a signal now, old son?
God knows, mate. Where did I get to on that one? Listen, I'm not going to listen. I've taken up quite a lot of time here. As I say, I think it's key now. No disrespect to ARSWHU, he's not a Premier League or a West Ham level left back. Like I say, left wing back. No, he hasn't, and I think we've proved it again tonight with a second goal. He kind of strolled back, dad run, kind of wanker. And it's frustrated me because it's if you'd had one of the kids, they're not kids, they're 22, 23, they're not kids anymore. These guys are, they're young adults yeah, I would have seen Manny Longello busting a bollock to have got back to defend that tonight. Whereas Masuaku went, I can't really be asked. You know, I know as long as Aaron Cresswell's not fit for the next game, I'm starting on Saturday. What's it matter? You know, same as Antonio up front. What's it matter? I've got no one really challenging me going forward, so who gives two shits, you know? So, but listen, at the end of the day, we've just lost. We've lost fourth place now. Let's be honest. If you'd said to me again at the start of the season, you'd be fifth by Christmas. Essentially, we can be if we play our cards right for the next week.
Yeah.
You're fifth at Christmas. Would I have loved that? Of course, I bloody would have done. So, you know what? I'm not jumping off a cliff yet. I'm not going down. I'm not taking a trip down to Beachy Head just yet and worrying about it too much. You know, we got Norwich on Saturday. It becomes a must win for me. Norwich on Saturday.
Agreed.
So you know, we go from there. We pick ourselves up. You know, the fans included. We pick ourselves up off the floor. We look at a situation now where we think that, you know what, yeah, I got carried away. I'm not going to lie. It's one of them moments where you're like, yeah, we're top four. We're going to be Champions League football next season. Woo! Shit, we're fifth again. Let's bide our time. Let's see where it gets us over the course of the next, you know, next 3 or 4 games.
You'd have taken, if we finished fifth, you'd have taken fifth at the beginning of the season before a ball.
Oh, mate,
wouldn't you?
I said at the start of the season, if we could win a cup, be it League Cup, FA Cup, European, Europa League, I would have quite happily finished 10th or 12th. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's still on. And listen, if we finish 12th and win a cup, I won't give two monkeys, mate. I really won't. I'll be all over that shit. I'll be happy with a 12th place finish and Europa League or FA Cup or League Cup. I will. There's no two ways about it. So let's not get too upset. Let's see. Listen, we could be worse. We could be Barcelona have had the fall from grace that they've had. You know, and the fans being, as you know, seeing this team, this football royalty for a degree fall around and literally find themselves circling the plug hole right now, because essentially that's what they're doing. You know, and the fact that even this morning I took a look on the News Now website, other you know, other football apps are available.
Have to get that in.
The fact that we're being linked with someone like Gini Wijnaldum, whether or not I think it's a right fit, but the fact that we're being linked with someone like him says we're doing the right things, Rob. You know, who's the Bray Reton, the Chilean Blackburn striker? Brereton or something?
Ben Brereton.
Whatever, yeah, him.
He's got a double-barreled name, hasn't he?
Yeah. Again, you know, apparently we're being linked with him. We're also being linked with Mitrovic.
Cheers, John.
Please,
appreciate it.
Please, God, no. Cheers, John. Thank you. You know, we're being linked with the world and its grandma right now, and they need to be the right signing.
Every transfer, doesn't it?
Well, of course it does, because, you know...
It's a bit like, you've seen this thing about Dele Alli's been linked with us.
Listen, you know what? Would I take Dele Alli? Probably not.
Now, no chance.
But on the flip side to that, do I think David Moyes could get a tune out of Dele Alli? Of course I fucking do. Of course I do. You know, because it's David Moyes. Of course I do. Would you have Dele Alli or Sir Benrahma right now, considering how both of them are playing? Well, they ain't far off the mark, either of them. But who would you have?
To answer that, I mean, Dele Alli's barely played in the last month or so, and it's really weird because obviously, as you know, Diane's a Tottenham fan, and she turned around and said he'd started the season really well, but he just fell off a cliff.
Yeah, because again, I don't know what it was with him and David Moyes, Jose Mourinho. Well, David Moyes is close. David Moyes is the special one. I don't know, but you know what? I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what? David Moyes can get a tune out of anything right now. The only one I don't want anywhere near my club because of his attitude would be Mitrovic, because I think he's an arrogant arse bandit, and I don't like his aggressive kind of attitude. We don't need that. I think Ben Brer Rabbit.
Is that not what Marko Arnautovic was like?
No, Arnautovic was cocky because he knew he was good, whereas Mitrovic is just a prick. I think I'll tell you what. Let me give you this. Mitrovic is a combination of a conference version of Diego Costa.
Say what you think, dude.
That's
Don't
what
sit
I've
on the
got
fence.
for you right there. Listen, he is a conference version of Diego Costa, and I just don't think he will fit. You know, we didn't want Diego Costa because of exactly that reason. You know, when we were talking about it, needing a striker back in January last year, strangely enough, we were talking about Diego Costa being on a free and not wanting him because he's a prick. Mitrovic is no different. Yeah, Mitrovic, you know, I don't think would you have Mitrovic at Chelsea? Probably not.
No.
So then, why? You know, if we're not going to take Costa, why are we going to take Mitrovic? You see where I'm going with this? So
yeah, fair point.
You know, there's a lad. He's the striker at, I believe, Hull City, where we got Bowen from as a young lad. Phillips or something along them lines.
Is that again the double-barreled?
Possibly. Again, he's a young lad. I don't know if you can see. There's the pub with all the lights behind me. Look, just over there. Look, lovely pub. Chatterton Arms. It's a lovely place if you want to come and visit in Bromley. Down the back streets. They've had open mic night tonight, and one of the girls that sang was absolutely amazing.
Did you sing?
No, I'm saving that for Friday with Jack Valentine, the Frank Sinatra singer. You're free, Rob. You're free, get your ass over here Friday because he is outstanding.
Yeah, I'll have a bit.
He's here Friday night. If you and Di want to come over, mate, Joe's coming to pick me up. I finish at 9. If you want to come over, Jack Valentine is something else, and it's a good night. So if you want to come over, come and watch him.
What's the nearest train station?
Bromley North is about a £13, 15-minute cab ride. You've got Chislehurst, which isn't probably too far, or Bickley as well. Or Duke from the Laundrette there, isn't it?
That is.
If you want to give Joe a shout, mate.
Lovely of you to say, Muck. I got to say that is high praise indeed.
Wow.
Listen,
okay. I'm not quite sure.
Everybody's different. Everybody has their own take on it.
That hits right there, Muck.
That
hits
really
right there.
lovely.
Thank you.
Do appreciate that.
That's high praise. Listen,
yeah,
I'll say it from the heart. I say it from the heart, and I'm not going to hide behind any bushes or I'm not going to stick my head up from behind the parapet and go. You know what, Brendan? Jack Valentine has a great voice, and I reckon he could sing the ball into the back of the net. If you give him a bit of a Google, he's good. I promise you.
I'll tell you what, we're going to have
to I think he's aging a little bit now.
We'll have to get.
Mate, I reckon he could. Dean Martin did. Dean Martin sang Bubbles. I'll tell you what, if you're over here, in fact, I'm going to drop him a message now and see if he'll do it for me Friday in an Arsenal pub in the middle of Bromley, which do you know who I'm not quite sure how that goes down. Who, Jack? I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I wouldn't peg Jack as a football fan, if I'm honest. But hey, am I?
Maybe a rugby man.
You see me sing as well. You might have to get the old camera out and record me because I might sing with Jack. In fact, he invited me to sing when I messaged him the other day. So I might be singing "Ain't That a Kick in the Head" by Dean Martin. So we'll have to see. Hey, listen, I didn't say you had to go live. You know, you can just record it, and it's karaoke as such, isn't it? So it's not going to be the actual song itself. It's going to be like a copied version of the what's the word? Just the instrumental. So you never know.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Brendan. That's really nice of you to say. I don't know sort of like how local you are to Bromley, but you've just heard where we're going to be on Friday night. So, where is it you're going to be?
And from
just
obviously
remind Brendan if he's anywhere near.
That guest there is the Chatterton Arms in Bromley. It's on Chatterton Road. As I say, it's about a 15-minute cab ride. Not even that, probably about a 10-minute cab ride from Bromley North train station. And if I may, Mr. Gates, from Monday, I will be at my new gas in Lewisham, won't I?
This one.
I will be on my new cash.
Or indeed, this one.
That one there. That one. That
Tell
one
us a
there.
bit more about
It's a
it.
lovely gas.
For those of us in that are
Well,
watching this, tell us a bit more.
Well, it's in Lewisham, which is predominantly, as we all know, South London, which is Millwall territory. That's where I'm going to be from Monday. I take over this lovely boozer, and it is a boozer. It is drinks only. I think Foster's is £2.80 a pint. Foster's. John Smith's £1.90 a pint. Doombar £1.80 a pint. So it's a very respectable priced tavern. I could be your tavern wench if you want me to be. I'm just not going to wear the bustier. And I mean, I've got plenty going on, but you don't want to see them out. But no, that's where I'm going to be from next week. So, if anyone wants to come down and say hello, let me get a laundrette. I want to stop promoting the laundrette. But, there's a nice pink garlic place, Indian place across the road. Look, yeah.
Oh, we might have to go there afterwards. What do you reckon?
And just up the road, there's a place called Champagne, which is another Indian place just on the corner there as well, which is quite pleasant.
It's like being in Brick
I've
Lane.
heard a lot of good comments about these places. I don't eat it myself, but I've heard some good comments about it.
Well,
Listen, Casey, I'm going to go. No. Thai, Chinese, no. It's not my cup of tea, sir.
Really?
Yeah, I think the most most foreign muck that I will eat will be a pizza.
Bloody hell! There you go.
I'm very picky. Brendan, next time you want to come over, mate. If you
Whereabouts
listen,
in Ireland,
have a
mate?
look.
Are you in Dublin? Because that's where my mum's family's from.
Bless you.
That was a bit of a sneeze.
It was. Listen, Casey, I'm going to go because I'm going to go get my cashing up on and do some cashing up. So I shall speak to you tomorrow, or maybe drop you a text on my way home this evening. Guys in the chat, thank you. We've received some very high praise. I do apologise for rambling quite a lot. I watched the game this evening and was a bit peeved. We'll do a breakdown. I won't be doing the breakdown tomorrow because I'm working again. So the next time I will see you, lovely bunch, will be Saturday, when hopefully I get to do the watch along as Mr. Gatesy did this evening. So and Sharky, no, I don't. I'm very, very picky. I don't even eat fish and chips, believe it or not. I'm terrible for that.
I can't tempt you with a plate of sweet and sour poodle.
No curries, no, none of it, nothing. I'm terrible for it. Listen, when we go away on holiday, right? When we go, just quickly before I disappear, when I go away on holiday and we went all inclusive to Turkey a few years ago before COVID decided to do a turn on the world. I eat from the Antalya.
Oh right, we went Sarigani.
World in Antalya, lovely place.
Beautiful.
Right on the beach. We did have a look. I'm not going to lie, but we went to Antalya, and I have to say, I eat from the kids. I eat from the kids buffet bit, so I get the I'm not Duke the Builder. No, sorry. I eat the turkey dinosaurs and all that shit. I'm terrible. I eat the turkey dinosaurs and all the rest of that shit at the kids buffet. So all the other muck, tiramisu and all that shit. No, that's not me. I'll have the dinosaur turkey nuggets and shit. It's all good. Mr. Gates, people in the chat, I will see you all on Saturday.
You will indeed, my friend.
Take care, guys.
There you go.
Look after yourselves. Stay safe.
And that was Mr. Duke. Is he a builder, you cheeky sod? No, he's a pub manager, if you wasn't aware. Although, well, he's between pubs at the minute, quite literally. Anyway, as Luke's off, he's had enough of us rambling on, and so have I. To be fair, I'm gonna bugger off because I haven't even had my dinner, and it's nearly 11 o'clock at night, and I've got to be up early in the morning for work. But listen, it's been good fun. Result obviously wasn't what I wanted, wasn't what any of us wanted, but it's kind of what I expected. I said it would be a 2-1 reverse, and it was a 2-0 reverse. It is what it is. Listen, we go again. We've got the Norwich game. Hopefully, I think David Moyes will be mightily pissed off at that performance. I think he'll be chucking a few teacups at people's heads at least. that's what Fergie would have been doing. He'd have been getting the old hairdryer out and absolutely laying it at people, because that was not acceptable as far as a London derby is concerned. That sort of tepid, meek, mild, almost resigned to their fate. Do you know what I mean? We didn't really lay a glove on them, if we're being completely honest. And the stats back that all up. 1 shot on target in 90 minutes. But there you go. Sharky, look after yourself, mate. I'm going to clear off. Guys, please, thank you very much. Oh, hang on. What was this? Norwich Saturday, good chance of bouncing back. Yeah. Exactly that. County Longford, nobody knows it. Listen, I might just surprise you. I'm hoping to get over to Ireland once all this COVID bullshit is done. I say bullshit. I don't think I'm saying that the whole thing is bullshit. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but just all of the shenanigans. I'm just getting the hump with it now. I'm just tired of it. It's nearly 2 years of just sort of all the sort of stuff around it, and we think we're getting somewhere, and then we're back to square one, it seems, or we're getting back to square one. And then you find out that a load of politicians last Christmas, when we was all told to keep away from our loved ones and not do this and not do that, they're all having a fucking party in number 10. And you just sort of sit there and go, listen, I'm getting political. I shouldn't do that. But it does kind of make me think that they're taking the piss. And I don't like that. Anyway, thanks for your time, Scott. God bless you. I'm going to sod off. Please, if you haven't already done so, to drop a like on the stream. Where's my little thing? There it is. Okay. Drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that bell icon to be notified of any new content as and when we upload it to the channel. Please don't forget, Isla still needs, and her family still needs, your support, your help. Copy and paste this. You'll find this in the description below YouTube and Facebook. Put it on your social media platform. If you've got a few bob that you can sling it to the tin, you've got the Just Giving link there. Let's try and make every day Christmas Day for this little girl. Let's try and really make her know just how special and how loved she actually is. And yeah, let's try and sort of all come together and do a little bit of good in this season of goodwill. Anyway, I'm going to bugger off. I'm going to see you on the other side. Stay safe. Come on, you Irons. And we go again against Norwich. Take care.